curse the ads. We need that revenue money to pay rent. We all live together. They don't know that.
Don't curse. This is a family-friendly channel.
Are you ready to rock the fudge out? Okay, here we go. This is Rock Coliseum 3! Hey!
Rock.
Rock.
See, okay, yeah.
I asked everyone. Okay, so everyone's aware. I asked these guys to just cheer and get excited as soon as I said Rock Coliseum 3. Rock.
Yeah.
I repeat what's told to me, okay?
The most monotone parrots. Oh my gosh. Okay, can everyone hear us in the chat room? Is everyone good to go? While my friends are on screen right now, I know we can hear each other. There go my ears, someone just said. So yes, I'm going to assume we blew out their ears, and now we are good to go. Welcome everyone to Rock Coliseum 3. My name is Luke Spencer. I am the host of Rocks. With me, as the third time this has gone, are these three gentlemen who also have YouTube channels and are very respected in the review community, or at least to the most good people and not the awful trolls who just hate everything we say. Let's get some introductions going first. We'll go around the table as it looks on the screen. John, please introduce yourself first.
Hey, what's up, everyone? John from ARTV. It sounds like I'm introing one of my videos, but I'm here at Rock Coliseum 3.
Hey, what a great place for you to be. That was so cheesy for me to say. I don't know why I followed it up that way. So next, Crash.
Heyo guys, Crash Thompson here. I host a little channel called The Rock Critic, and I do the rock reviews and such. I should have prepared for this better, but yeah. Hi, that's me. How you doing?
I want to see at least 20 responses in the chat room responding to Crash as he asked how you're doing.
Yeah.
And Mark, please.
Hey there, folks. My name is Mark. I'm the host of Spectrum Pulse. I talk about music, movies, art, and culture. I got my regular series Billboard Breakdown where I go into all the really awful things that are happening there. It's been a bad year, folks, but thankfully I am here. It's a little better here.
I think
it's going to be better here.
I think
You
so
say
too.
that,
Yeah.
but the rock scene
like
right
Luke,
now.
it's going to be better here, right?
We
It'll
saw
be better
the first
here.
super chat. We saw what the first super
we'll get into that.
There's more. Okay, just so we're aware, I'm very thankful for Super Chats. I want to bring that up. We are thankful for all Super Chats. I want to be pushing more money to these guys too to make sure they get a better cut than what I've been giving them because I'm poor. However, just because we do the second round of Super Chats, they are not recommended. You do not have to feel obligated. But if you would like to do a Super Chat to make sure your band gets covered, we're going to go through as many as we can, but we don't want to rush through them like last time. So what I'm going to do is write down everyone's choices for the Super Chats for their bands, and I will send a list to these three gentlemen, and then they can respond with their answers, thumbs up or thumbs down. If they give a thumbs down and it's unanimous, we'll think of a creative death later, but then I'll post all the answers on the YouTube description of this video. That way, no one gets skipped, no one doesn't get their fair time. You just want to make sure we show appreciation to you. We're still trying to iron the kinks out. It's for YouTube jerks just ripping on bands. You can't expect too much professionalism. However, we're still thankful for it. Again, thank you. I see the mini... Wow, just like a big another burst. Okay.
They're really starting to pour in.
Oh boy, they're already getting
seen
weak.
some of these already.
It's only been 5 minutes and I'm already dreading some of the responses. That being said, thank you guys again. All the YouTube channels for these three gentlemen are in the YouTube cards and in the description of this video. Please subscribe to them. It helps them out a ton to get their channels noticed for the algorithm, that ever-dreaded YouTube system that ranks everything. Also, these guys are nice. These are the nice guys on YouTube. For the love of God, help them out. Give them a subscribe if you haven't already.
And
Yeah, we don't film dead bodies.
If I could make one shameless plug, I'm less
Yes.
than 200 subscribers away from 100,000 on my second channel, Beyond ARTV.
Less than 200. We can get that, guys. There's already...
we can make that happen.
If we can get that during the stream, then I'll do something crazy on stream.
You guys have a
Hell
challenge
yeah.
now.
Hell yeah.
Also, at the end of the stream, I will say the name of the next Regretting the Past video. These three gentlemen already know, and they've given me their condolences when I told them. So...
This poor guy.
Don't say it yet, but yes, they
won't.
are aware. I will say it at the end. So, that being said, The Rock Coliseum. A thumbs up and a thumbs down on some of our favorite rock bands. Some good, some bad, some new, some old. If we give a unanimous thumbs up or a 3-1 vote, they live to see another day and bless us. If they get the thumbs down, they get an awful, embarrassing, and sometimes hilarious death. Last time we had 2 great deaths, one being Ronnie Radke being pushed forward into a pit of speakers, which just played Ronnie Radke's tweets over and over again until he died from his ears exploding, and also Attila being crushed to death under a Code Orange mosh pit. Fitting and perfect. Well done.
Well, before we go on, Luke, should we talk about the eras, whether or not we want to do that this time around?
Thank you.
Yes,
As we go through so many bands, say there's a band that has like a very hard split in their generational timeline. Say you want to say something like the early Beatles or the late Beatles, or Judas Priest without Rob Halford. If you want to specify your request, you go right ahead. I saw you give the groan. I know that's a thumbs down from everyone. I'm just saying. So, that being said, you can make your request a little more specific, especially for the super chat. Just type it out. However, the first round is a free-for-all. Anyone can say anything. We will get to super chats later because I'll do a little list. So, if you're willing, you can go ahead and give your recommendations in the chat of what band you'd like to see starting now. So, I'm going to look at the chat room and now see what's going on before I even click.
Here we go.
Is it a blur?
Oh boy.
Oh.
It's starting to scroll. God! Oh my gosh!
Oh, we found a good one.
Thank you. Okay. No, I have like a little thing that stops it whenever I do. Also, I turned off the chime for the timer, so I'll see 30 seconds, I'll just say time, but that way it doesn't ring out in other people's ears. So, okay. And stop. Okay. Swinging for the cheap seats already, fellas.
Oh no.
Oh, a big thumbs up. No.
Oh no.
Creed.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
With thumbs wide open.
Okay. On 3, gentlemen, you know the deal. 1, 2, 3.
I mean,
First of all, I made the rule last time that you can't give a band that you already know what our unanimous answer is going to be, but that's another thing. Okay, we're just going to go around the horn first for what I see. Crash, why do you think Creed gets the thumbs down?
I mean, at this stage, it almost feels like
Picking on
Creed
him?
gets a thumbs down. That's almost like, yeah, and air is good to breathe. Like, it's almost too easy. Like, they were the easy punching bag before Nickelback was even the easy punching
They were.
bag. Like, at this stage, is there any more we can even say about Creed? But, I mean, yeah, and so much of it factors into Scott Stapp just being a doofus. Because, again, Ultra Bridge exists and proves that formula can work in some kind of format. I see your look, Mark. It can work. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It can.
And
work. But,
time. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mark, why would you think Creed gets the thumbs down?
What I've always found so annoying with Creed was the messianic preachiness that came through in the writing.
Yes.
That drove me crazy. As much as people crap on Creed, that's enough for it to do it. And the hypocrisy that came out of it. I just remember reading a story, I think it was 2006, where Scott Stapp got caught getting blowjobs with Kid Rock in the back of his trailer.
Oh,
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, that was a sex tape.
That was a sex tape. That was real. Yeah. And then what ultimately happened was, well, hey, Scott Stapp, you tell women to not have abortions.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as he gets his blowjobs. With Kid Rock present.
I didn't want to drive heave on camera. Excuse me. Kid Rock and Creed doing the high five bro session backstage with groupies they met. Oh
at
my
least
gosh.
it wasn't an Eiffel Tower.
Isn't this awesome,
I was
Kid
just going to
Rock?
say, at least it wasn't the Eiffel Tower. Oh, God. With arms wide open.
Oh. Time, stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, John, put this back on train. Why does Creed thumbs... Just add anything if you don't. You can pass, but...
His voice is. I agree with everything that's been said so far, but his voice has always just been agonizing, along with the overly preachiness of the lyrics. Which, yes, of course, for the longest time I've known that Scott Stapp's personal life is a fucking mess. But the fact that it seems so hypocritical with him as a person and the way that it comes across, and just the songs. They just always felt so formulaic down to a T. So for the majority of the stuff, at least.
Right under 30. Perfect. I have still stood by. There is merit in My Own Prison. The music behind it is not the full formula before they went full, hey, let's just get rich and had Human Clay. However, that is where it ends. Mark Tremonti is a fantastic guitarist. Everyone else in the band behind Scott Stapp has proven they have more talented. I am a fan of Alter Bridge. However,
Me too.
When you see Scott Stapp and him degrading over the years, even the heyday of Creed, into Weathered, and then see him years ago standing on the offside of a highway screaming at President Obama about his money being frozen, and us expecting to take him serious, that was way beyond Creed's tombstone. That was tap dancing on the career of Creed, saying, yeah, it's done. So, that being said, I think we've said enough about Creed that hasn't already been said, especially with the tour bus. Dang it, Mark. This is already an R-rated show. How does Creed get killed off in the Coliseum? Any suggestions?
T.I. doesn't show up at the bridge.
Does that gonna kill him?
I don't know.
That's just dark. I'm sorry. His next sex tape has to involve a wood chipper. How about that?
Oh my gosh!
No, too much? Too
Him
much?
and Kid Rock Eiffel Towering a wood chipper.
We can put Kid Rock in.
I mean, that's two birds with one stone.
I will permaban anyone that makes fan art of that. You are awful.
Oh, no.
Awful.
Yes.
No. Because you're going to tag me in it, and then I'm going to be in trouble.
Oh.
Okay, one band down, one cruel death down. Poor Mark Tremonti. He has to stand by watching that.
Yeah. Oh, no. See, that's who I feel bad for in all this. You know, Tremonti doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
All right, chat room, please give more bands now, and for the love of God, please give us something better than Creed. Again,
better.
super
Pretty
chats
please.
will be read after this first hour. And
Okay.
stop. Okay, this is one we haven't done yet, and this is a newer one, Highly Suspect.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. I'm not
Super
totally
familiar?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
we'll
super
skip.
familiar.
We'll skip. Okay,
Personally,
again,
okay, yeah,
I should have
sorry.
explained also while the chat's going, we need bands that all of us have heard, be more a little common. If you pick some super obscure symphonic metal band from the northern hills of Switzerland that no one's ever heard of, it's not going to help us. So think a little more broad to get good discussion out of us. We all know Creed, unfortunately. So things like that. They could be new or old, but still think a little more along the terms of making sure we know them all. Unless
Didn't
you want
Highly
to do a
Suspect
super
get a
chat.
Grammy nomination or something?
They got
Yeah,
several.
they did.
For both albums, yeah.
they're-
Thumbs up from me, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, and
That's
stop.
more my fault. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
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 Which era?
It didn't
Oh,
say.
yeah, that's
That is a great
appropriate.
question.
That makes it a little more complicated. That
Did
makes it a
not
little more
specify.
complicated.
So, Panic at the Disco overall. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Unanimous thumbs up. I kind of thought that would be. So,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the radar right now. We'll try to go in order. So, Mark, why do you think Panic at the Disco gets a thumbs up?
Because I think Panic has enough good albums that outweighs The Last Thing.
I got high.
And honestly, even albums I don't quite like, even that album, I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's forgettable and really terribly produced. And Say Man Saturday Night is a good song. Go back to the last album, Crazy Equals Genius was a fantastic song.
I
Yes.
completely
Absolutely.
disagree. I hate that song.
Absolutely.
Really?
Okay.
That
Okay.
song.
But
That
even
was one of
so,
my favorite
okay.
songs of 2016. Different conversation. But
Okay.
even there, Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. Love that album.
Good
Vices and Virtues, incredibly underrated album. I probably put the debut midway way down. I know a lot of people really love that. So yeah, they've got too much quality for me to actively disparage them.
Perfect. Okay, well said. John, why do you think they get the thumbs up?
Well, their first two records were just huge in my childhood. Very, I guess, records that opened doors to other records for me. They were a huge gateway for me, and I still have a lot of love for Pretty Odd and Fever. Even the recent stuff, like Mark was saying, Vices is very underrated. So is Too Weird. Tons of great tracks on there. I might not have loved Death of a Bachelor, but still a lot of really good songs there. And even though I hated Pray for the Wicked for the most part, outside of a couple of singles, like Mark said, there's too much quality in the discography to give them a thumbs down or even a meh.
Okay, very well said. So for me, even though I have waned a bit over the years as it's become Brendan at the Disco, as it's become a very interchangeable cast, I still cannot deny how talented that man is. Even though he's gone more to pop in more recent years, I still find very little to complain about with his writing ability, his performance. He knows how to write a hook. With
And
his
he's fantastic live.
eyes closed.
Yes.
Yeah, I've
Very
shot
good
him
live.
live. He's so great. The thing is, maybe I loved everything from A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, like the 2006, 2007, 2008 era. At the same time, that's so nostalgic for me, and he has not done anything so wretchedly bad in my eyes that I can't overlook. So that's just my opinion. And Crash, why do you think they get the thumbs up?
Honestly, I'm with John in the same boats. Pretty Odd and The Debut were both big, they were big albums for me in high school and college. Love, love, love them. And I will just flat out say Brendan Urie as a singer, as a performer. I mean, say whatever you want about the direction the band has taken, where it's basically become the Brendan Urie show. Brendan Urie can carry a pretty goddamn good show. That guy is an insanely talented performer.
Charismatic.
Just wells of charisma. He's a fairly decent writer too. I mean, you'd expect worse from, someone who came from that from that era of emo and whatnot. But you know what? Yeah, and like everyone else has said, they don't have that failure album yet. They don't have that album that's like, oh, we don't talk about that album. No, they've still been able to say
on the fence with that one.
Okay,
well,
we'll be okay.
I mean, that's
we still got a
debatable,
few.
sure.
It's okay. I think they're still on the smooth. We don't see anything too treacherous yet.
No.
Not
Not yet.
said, gentlemen. Though I think that was a very good discussion. Panic at the Disco gets the unanimous thumbs up. They are safe from the Coliseum death. So, see, that was good, guys. You see that, chat room? That's why you give good bands that we actually want to talk about, not the hot
suggestion.
garbage that you've already been recommending. Yeah, I saw the super chats already, everyone who said them. I know what's coming.
Yep.
These three don't. God, sorry already. Ugh. There it got crazy. Okay, sorry, I went on a tangent. And stop. Okay. Interesting. Lamb of God.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone
I
have
will say that I'm
good.
not super well versed, but I think I can
enough to give an opinion?
Yeah.
Okay. On three.
Just keep that in mind for me.
Okay, sure. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3-1, and that's fine.
Mark, we are not friends anymore.
Crash, you cannot give 2 thumbs up, and that count as a 4-1 vote. However,
Okay.
we're still going to go keep in the order and just cycling out. So, John, why don't you go first? Why do you think they get the thumbs up?
Yeah, mine will be brief. I am thinking of the right band here. This is the one with Randy as the lead singer,
Yes,
right?
Randy
Yes,
Blythe.
Randy Blythe.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. I am familiar with certain songs from certain albums, and from that, I think they paved the way for a lot of like other bands that have come. They've been around for obviously a little while now. I don't know. I would need to get more into the discography to give anything more to the discussion, but I will just say that I like what I've heard.
Perfect.
For the most part. Not everything, but...
Understandable. As for me, I've been on and off with Lamb of God. I have not followed everything through, but when I go through phases with them, and I love it every time I go through that phase. Whether that's Sacrament, As the Palaces Burn. Even though I didn't love As the Palaces Burn that much, I loved Sacrament. This is the perfect example of a metal band that can break into the mainstream. It just takes one song like Redneck, and that grabs everyone's attention. They've proven it can be done, and that is not a band, when you hear it, that you would think would get that much positive attention. Randy Blythe's growl is enough to scare a little old woman into an early grave. However, they actually do it right, so that's why I think they do. So, this is where the real debate becomes, like probably Crash, the biggest fanboy of us, and the deterror being Mark. So, Crash, why don't you go first?
I love your analogy of Randy Blythe has a growl that could scare a grandma into her grave, because that is very, very true, but that is what I absolutely love about them. Like, again, Randy has a very unique growl for a metal vocalist, but he's just it works for me. I absolutely adore his sort of high, screechy sort of thing he's got kind of going there. I love it. And plus, like, I've always said that Lamb of God, one of the best ways they've always described themselves is a metal band is a punk band that happens to play metal music, and listening to listening to a lot of stuff like As Palaces Burn and Sacrament, and especially on the new album, the newest Storm and Drang,
Yeah.
like. Yeah, it's forgive me, I probably butchered that title. It's like in whatever, but yeah, it's
Running out, yeah.
you can hear just their way with a groove, their way with a hook, their way to just keep things intense and screaming and absolutely visceral while still being so hooky, so catchy, so infectious.
Okay,
Bam.
very good. And finally, Mark, why do you think they get the thumbs down?
And here's the thing with Lamb of God with me. I will freely admit, I'm like John, I don't have the level of depth with Lamb of God that's come with most.
Okay.
The sad fact is that a lot of the exposure I've had to them has been, I'm not going to say the sellout years, but specifically some weaker records.
They have had
that. And that's the bad thing. What happens is when you don't have the level of depth with the band and you get exposed to stuff that's not all that good, in my opinion, or the stuff that, as much as I might think Randy Blythe has a lot of charisma, I don't always think he gets the songs that can back him up in terms of some of the development of the overall songs. For me, I think that if I want to have more of an informed opinion, I would need to hear more. But
Okay,
as it
fair
is,
enough.
what I've heard, I haven't really liked.
Okay, that's a very polite way to put it. Go ahead, Crash, really quick.
What you're saying is you could really use a How to Get Into episode on Lamb of God, perhaps?
Yes.
Wait a minute,
keep
is
that
there
in
one of
mind.
us that does a series like that on YouTube, Crash?
Believe it or not, it's not like there's anything out there.
This whole
How to Get Into Rush on YouTube now.
this whole 2-hour live stream is just us shilling our own stuff. I love it.
Just
Reminder, regarding the pass announcement at the end of this video, everyone.
Oh,
And
yes, by the way,
I'm putting out
guys.
a video at the end of tonight, so
Hey,
Yes,
there
and
you
year-end
go.
list season is just around the corner. Make sure you subscribe.
There we go. Everyone done? And we all got it out of our system? Okay.
no, but we'll keep
Okay,
going.
for now. We'll do it
Merch
later.
coming
We'll do it later. We'll do it later. All right. Back to the chat. See how nice that was? 2 in a row that survived. How pleasant that was. Okay, back to this. And stop. That doesn't count. The Monkees.
Oh!
No, we can have a conversation about this.
All right. Yeah. I technically
I
yes,
suppose.
because of the time frame, things were very different. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I guess.
It's been a
like
long time.
like a bit more of a but
Yeah.
I'm just barely allowing you. Like it's like go ahead, guys. Okay.
That's about where I am too.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do this one a little bit quicker. Again, these are the guys that rode in on the success wave, and they nailed it.
Yeah.
That's a very polite way to say it, too. They were able to cash in and find their own thing and do their own thing. Even though the splash they made was not enormous or as memorable as their own band-titled song. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. I mean, come on. Hey, hey, we're the System of a Down. You know, I don't know how else that could work. But they did it. So that's my quick piece on that. Yeah. Let's hear that one, Serge. Okay. Crash. Why do they get the thumbs up?
The thing is, like, the Monkees do get, like, a lot of, they were just built by a record label, and it's not real music, and they were just riding in on trends. And,
Your YouTuber impression is amazing.
right? But, like, and I get all of that, and it's not like any of that's even false, necessarily. I mean, yeah, they were a manufactured product, like, to their very core.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I hear Daydream Believer. I still think it's a bop. Like,
Yeah.
even
really
though
good
they,
song.
even though they didn't write all the music, and it was debatable whether they played their own instruments. I don't even remember. They played their own instruments, right? That was
Yes,
the rumor.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's just that they
okay,
didn't write all their
but-
stuff. That's the thing. And
Yeah, okay, yeah. But
time.
I don't
yeah.
know, especially
Okay.
especially you guys that review pop. I mean, you guys know that. Oh, it's not totally ingenuous. Oh, that's like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, why do they get the thumbs up?
See, here's the thing. I had a chance to go through a lot of the Monkees' back catalog a little more when I did my top 10 best hit songs of 1967.
Okay.
And the
there you
Monkees
go.
had like 4 or 5 hits that year. Here's the thing with the Monkees. the production's not good. By the standards of 1960s production, the production really is what hurts them a lot in retrospect in comparison with the other garage rock, early rock bands that came out in that era, especially if your comparison's the fucking Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what people compare him to.
Yeah.
And they kind of get screwed with that.
Fair.
But at the same time, when you realize how many of the songs that Neil Young wrote behind them, they had some fantastic songwriters that were helping them out behind the scenes, and that ultimately has led to a lot of compositions that lasted. If they had more of that, or if they came out, let's say, the early 70s, they'd be held up as a shining example of power pop to this day.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well said. And John, why do they get the thumbs up?
If I'm honest, I'd say a lot of it is more so for nostalgia's sake for me, because those were early records that my parents showed me. And
see, that's cool. I at least get that.
See,
I got Barbra Streisand as a kid, and that's it.
Oh boy.
So
well, I got contemporary Christian, and then the Beatles, the Monkees, and the Eagles. Those were like the main things that I was raised on. So it was interesting. I grew up with the TV show. You know, they had their own TV show, the Monkees, as well. So them basically chasing each other around the house and doing crazy shenanigans and shit. So if anything, I'm nostalgic for it. I think that some of them are obviously a little bit underwritten. I'd say there's more like singles. They're more of like a singles band.
Yes.
For me.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Totally.
Fair enough. So that was unanimous thumbs up, though. I was actually thinking about that. I was like, literally, like, So, well said.
Yeah.
Okay, see, 3 in a row. You see how pleasant this evening is? We were all worried. What's
you guys
wrong?
are on point right now. I like that. I like that.
We need a meh where we choose how we throw the bands into purgatory.
Exactly. And by the way, for the reminder, if it's a tie vote, they live. The band lives, but we have to smack them around a little bit. So just a reminder on that. And stop. That's an interesting one. Okay. So this is a perfect example of you can specify your request. Post 1997 Oasis.
Ooh.
Do we all
remind me? Post 1987 is around Standing on the Giants.
Yes.
That's supposed to be here now.
Three
right?
albums? Did they drop 3 albums before that, or just 2?
97 was Be Here Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they had Be Here Now.
So
Okay,
post 97. So
Be
after
Here
Be
Now.
So
So Be Here
after
Now.
Be Here Now.
After Be Here.
Yeah, post
Okay,
97. So after Be Here Now.
Okay.
So we all have an opinion?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. The dream was over.
The
first
dream was
3
over,
albums,
and the
bro.
Gallagher brothers went nutter butter crazy.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and start it. They are extremely talented musicians when they actually understand how to work as human beings. And that creative juice, that ability to work and thrive and write and sing and perform, even just play, flew way south after whatever the heck happened in 98 and beyond. I just remember the high of, what's the story, Morning Glory, even as a young age, and then watching that not even so much gradually decline, but almost go off a cliff after that 98, 90. I remember one of the brothers being drunk on MTV and just stuttering around live on television. I don't even care about Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. Sorry. It's just, it is what it is. So post 97 Oasis, it would have been better if they just would have called it a day, broke up, and never did anything ever again. That's a clear sign to me. So, Crash, why Oasis post 97 gets the thumbs down?
Cocaine. I could end everything I have to say on that. Cocaine and meth and alcohol. And
They did meth too?
Well, they did
they
meth.
did.
Oh, dude, have you heard Be Here Now? Dude, they were doing some meth. They were doing some meth.
Jeez.
But yeah, it's to be fair, there's the occasional song or two where, like, I personally like the Hindu Times. That's off of Heathen Chemistry. It's not great. It's not one of their better songs by any means, but there are bits and pieces still in that latter catalog, if you're willing to sift through it, that are okay, but never anything as good as, Be Here Now. Definitely Maybe, or What's the Story, Morning Glory. Like, Noel just ran out of
time.
Noel ran out of ideas, and Liam ran out of shits to give there.
Okay, that's a great line at the end. Okay, Mark, why did they get the thumbs down?
They got the thumbs down because the songs weren't there anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Bingo.
lyrically, I've never been a big Oasis fan. I would even say that back in their glory days.
No,
And that's
they were
fine,
never
but they
a
were
good
never
lyrical
never
band.
that bad.
But they had
until
great
then.
hooks, and it was great music for what it was.
Right.
The problem is that nobody stopped them. Like, look, even the critics gave them a consistent
For a lot of
pass going out
things.
for entirely too long.
Yeah.
And let me just say this: coming out of Be Here Now, when you have Johnny Depp show up on guitar for a couple of the songs, and that wasn't the clue something had gone terribly awry, you have a problem.
He doesn't work good without Tim Burton. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
So, and John, why do they get the thumbs down?
Oh God, especially the first two albums, definitely maybe Morning Glory.
Mm-hmm.
They mean a ton to me, but oddly enough, I didn't discover them from that. I discovered them from their song Lila on one of the later records that was around when I was getting into music, and that song now for me just feels so uninspired.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
Underwritten. It was a single on one of their later albums,
Okay.
like
They came out
05,
2004, 2005.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, right around there. And I checked out more of their stuff right around that time when I got into them, and I could just, even then, as a 13-year-old, I could see the quality difference between Morning Glory and then Be Here Now, and then the stuff that was coming after that.
Okay,
so.
Perfect timing. Okay, two things. One, we are right now at 300 people in the chat room. Thank you so much for joining us. Please tell your friends, share the link, the live link out. We want to get more people in here to watch this. And two, how does post-97 Oasis die in the Coliseum?
And a champagne supernova somewhere in the sky.
Okay. I got it. Okay. You remember seeing
what do you
that
got?
the meme of the "This is our get along" shirt with the two kids stuffed inside the T1 T-shirt together? Like, it's a big think of a big giant T-shirt, and the kids have to share their heads between the one neck hole, and they're forced to be together. And like, this is our get along T-shirt. Okay, the two brothers have to be in that T-shirt and dunked in head first into a giant champagne glass.
See, honestly, that works. You don't even need the champagne glass. I'm sure just putting Liam and Noel Gallagher.
They could drink it all. They could drink enough to get out of that.
If anything, they would just be happy to be drunk. Don't give them that pleasure.
The Gallagher brothers died with smiles on their faces, finally agreeing to get along together. Oh. Okay, that was a good example, though, of a band to talk about. So I'm appreciative of that. You weren't just trying to go for low-hanging fruit. Well done to the person that recommended that one. And stop. Okay. That is also an interesting one. Alice Cooper.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone have an opinion? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay. 4 thumbs up. Unanimous. Again, we're getting a lot of unanimous stuff today. So, John, why do you think Alice Cooper gets the thumbs up?
As goofy as it can be sometimes, especially with some of the older stuff, I think that's another one that I have a soft spot for. Even though I will say it's probably been at least 5 years since I've listened to an Alice Cooper record in full. There's still something there's still something about like a lot of that 70s, 80s stuff that will just put a smile on my face, even if it might not be that well produced or always have even the best vocal performances from Alice Cooper. Yeah. Still something about it. It speaks to my heart.
Okay. Mark, why do they get the thumbs up?
I'm a sucker for 70s shock rock in that era. And you know what? The thing that bothers me about Alice Cooper is that that he was getting big and then he fell off really hard, pretty abruptly around like the 80s were not kind to him.
They were not.
Neither were the 90s, let's be honest.
To be fair.
Was he even alive in the 90s and he came back to life?
He's still alive now.
I know he is. He just toured through St. Louis, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But, at the same time, like for what he's like one of those acts like the 80s were not good to the Who either, and we give them so I'm okay with keeping Alice Cooper around. He's harmless, and he's honestly done so much for metal that I'll take him there.
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. Crash, why does Alice Cooper get the thumbs up?
Again, you gotta respect the legacy. You gotta respect the stuff he was doing in the 70s. You know, School's Out, and there's enough there to justify his existence. Certainly, I'm not the biggest Alice Cooper fan personally, but you know what? When Feed My Frankenstein comes on the Wayne's World movie, I'm always down for that. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
That's a,
I may not
that's
be
a
fan,
cameo that we miss in movies now. Like when they get the good cameos like that.
right?
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore. Ugh.
So my thing with it really quick, Mark, you kind of highlighted this just a little bit. He had such a sandwich career of high, low, high, like kind of like just kind of going like that. Even now, like with Nita and just the stuff he does with the paranormal evenings, like the touring stuff he does, he still knows what to do. He has, you could call it a gimmick, you can call it whatever you want. He knows that, and he knows how to deliver on that front. Even going back to something like School's Out for Summer, it's still fun. We talked about Kiss last time. It's fun to listen to. No one is listening to Alice Cooper while studying for the bar exam or practicing the SATs. It's fun music, though. So
and there's nothing wrong with that.
there's really not.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So that was a good one. So Alice Cooper gets the thumbs up, rightfully so. He's probably loved the Champagne death and the Creed woodchipper death, but we'll just keep going. And keep going. Thank you guys again in the chat room. We are at 3:05 right now. Again, keep sharing the links, guys. We really appreciate the audience. And stop. Oh, crap. Okay.
Oh, no.
No. This is a good one for all of us to discuss as mature adults. Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think we all have opinions.
Okay. We do.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, they didn't give an era.
Okay.
So
3-1. Okay, understandable.
Ugh.
Okay, so I'll go first. I'm not as familiar with everything Fall Out Boy has done. I think they peaked years ago. However, I know more than enough to know that they actually had much better songs than Sugar We're Going Down. Is that the name of the song? I can't remember.
No. That's
Fall Out Boy
that's
just
like
a blur
the
to me at
big-
some points. They had I had one of their CDs, and it wasn't that one. It was the one after. Mid 2000s Fall Out Boy. Yes. After their breakup, no. Even when I did the Regretting the Past on Save Rock and Roll, which was a request, and I had to do that one, I didn't even hate it. It just wasn't rock, and that was my whole point. And it's just been going down and down and down. And I know I'm 5 seconds. This year, in the January, I already told these guys, was the shortest request for Regretting the Past when that new album came out in January. Literally 12 hours on Twitter. I got responses from so many people asking for Regretting the Past on Fall Out Boy Mania. That doesn't count as the past when it's been 12 hours. No.
Regretting yesterday.
It wasn't even yesterday.
Regretting this afternoon.
Regretting this morning.
Regretting my life choices.
Okay, John, why does Fall Out Boy get the thumbs up?
Oh man, so many people think I fucking hate Fall Out Boy, and I just can't help but laugh. Because
You gave one album a bad review. You
Right.
hate everything.
Right, and it's incredible how many comments I get about that when I've literally never given any of their other records less than a 3 out of 5, except for the new one. And I'm a huge fan of Fall Out Boy. Were one of my first 5 bands that I ever got into. Cork Tree, one of my favorite records ever. Take This to Your Grave is well done pop punk, their debut.
Cork Tree was the one I had. That's what I remember now.
Yeah.
Infinity on High was a great step forward for them in the sense that they kept some pop punk elements and fused other stuff in there. And I even love Save Rock and Roll at this point. I wasn't necessarily that big of a fan at first, but with time, if anything, it's grown on me. So except for Mania, I don't dislike anything.
Okay. Crash, why do they get the thumbs down?
Okay, see, Homeboy did not specify an
He did
era.
not.
So, okay, first 3 albums. Take This to Your Grave, From Under the Cork Tree, Infinity on High. You know what? Lots of good stuff on those albums. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan even of those albums, but you know what? I can sit through a listen. I can enjoy that. I can totally put on Sugar We're Going Down or, Dance Dance. Good stuff from those albums. Folia Do bored me. I'm sorry. It bored
That's my
me to
favorite.
tears.
That's my favorate Fall Out Boy record.
I
Same.
know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm weird. It just bores me to tears. And everything they've done since their revival is just.
See, that's where I am too. After the reunion time, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just
Fuck
So-
Mania. I'll end it on that.
Mark, why did they get the thumbs up?
To me, they get a thumbs up because I think the things that I like Boy are very different than a lot of other people. Because I like Pete Wenz's writing in terms of the style of the writing, in terms of the fact that I think there's a lot more going on that a lot of people don't give him credit for. And honestly, I like Folia Do. I like Save Rock and Roll. That album has transferred into one of my great workout albums because it's got enough groove and momentum for that.
Okay.
Honestly, don't love From the Over the Cover Tree. I would go back to some of their mid-period stuff over compared to their early stuff.
Okay.
So I got a weird opinion there. The problem is they take too many big, stupid risks.
Yeah, that for sure.
We
They
need a
don't
song
know
about
when to
coffee,
say no.
You know.
They don't know when to say no, and
There you
that, like, that Big Sean verse on the Mighty Fall should never have happened.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like it.
They had a Simple Plan line from Big Sean, and that's when
I
I
know.
knew I hated it. So
Yeah.
that song. So anyway, that was a good discussion. They do survive to live another day. Fall Out Boy does. Let's go.
They're
over.
not great live, though. That was I saw
Really?
them at Reading this year. I was
Yeah.
not happy with that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's gotten worse with time.
Is it just because they're getting older and don't care anymore, or just because Pete Wentz smells so bad that no one else can really focus when they're standing on stage with them?
The set list is not very good, honestly. I think it's
all singles.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that I can see at least. So.
Yeah.
All right, and stop. Okay, this is a good one for discussion. I wish they would have put the divider on that, or like a more specification. 3 days grace.
Yeah, I would need a divider.
Yeah, I would too, but it doesn't say one, and that's what it stopped on. So, on
Okay.
3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I have to give the thumbs
Sorry.
down. Okay,
Sorry.
so
Yeah.
John, why would you give the thumbs up for 3 days grace?
Everything up through Life Starts Now. I'm very nostalgic for. I love 1X. I think that was
Okay.
their pinnacle. The self-titled, not amazing, but some of the singles on there, like Home and Just Like You, I still really like. Life Starts Now was the first album that I ever reviewed. That's what made me start my YouTube channel.
Really?
So
Okay.
I'm indebted. I'm indebted to that. I would say after that, though, it would be a thumbs down. But
Okay.
those first 3 are enough to keep my thumbs going up.
Okay, well explained.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Mark, why does 3 days grace get the thumbs down?
because I know way too much about behind the scenes of this Canadian band to speak objectively about them.
Okay.
There's some stuff I can't say because I know the guy who produced it.
Okay.
Thank
you for not starting drama and crap on the channel, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
I appreciate
And
that.
I'm not gonna touch that because the guy is too big of a music character. But let's just say everything that 3 Days Grace was, even in their peak period before they lost their frontman and had to replace him, it was manufactured.
Okay.
Very manufactured. Which it's not something I like to say, but if you know how much was written by the band versus what was written by producers, then that kind of throws you away from that band.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I never thought they were good to begin with, so.
Understandable. Okay. Crash, why do you think they get the thumbs down?
They just never really thrilled me. In their earlier days, especially back when I was way more into nu metal, they had a few songs that, kind of struck my attention. Animal I've Become, that had a solid enough groove behind it. And I hate to admit it, I totally was that cringy little kid who loved I Hate Everything About You when at first.
I want to see adorable high school Crash singing that out loud.
You probably don't. But again, like, nothing they've ever done has really given me that much of a reason to care too much, and it's been pretty steadily downhill ever since then. Yeah, so.
Okay, fair enough.
Not
My
much
big
to
thing
work
for it
with.
was I actually was a decent fan of them. Adam leaving, that was the death of the band. That's my thing. His voice
agreed.
was what defined so much of it. Even 2012 or 2013, when he left the band, and the year before they had a song like Chalk Outline come out. I really liked that song. They have songs that are able to do that. However, I've never felt they made a complete album. Nothing bad, just nothing that really wowed me.
Yeah, that's a
So,
good way to put it.
But when Adam left and the one guy's brother took over, nothing against him. And they've had ups and downs. Now this most recent one, Outsider, it's not bad, but it's just
It's
nothing.
bad.
I didn't think it was. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
It's not good.
I didn't hate it either.
not
I didn't hate it, and I thought it was better than the previous album.
Yes, definitely
Yeah,
better than
so-
better than Human.
Yes, Human.
boy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what were they thinking?
What a wreck.
Yeah.
was bad.
So I think by comparison, so that's why for me. So, gentlemen, how does 3 Days Grace die in the Coliseum? I don't have any ideas for this one.
Oh, yeah, right?
There has to be a way.
I mean, they have a song called Car Crash, so maybe you could Take something there.
Ooh. These punishments are getting real violent.
Car crash. Okay, it has to be more cartoony than that, though. This is the Coliseum. What can we do with a car crash?
You know what? I don't even want to go to that. How about they are placed in semi-permanent exile in Saskatoon?
Ooh.
Like their own Simpsons dome? Like just a mini one, and they just like plop it there in the middle of the wilderness of Canada?
And they play constantly to no one.
I'm telling you this. Then you're true outsiders.
There we go.
We're
Are
the
you-
outsiders
oh
now.
my gosh. We're getting the puns and the bad digs on it too. Oh boy. Okay, wait a minute. Where is it? You guys can't hear this, but I just played the foghorn sound on the stream. You're welcome, everyone. Okay, that was good discussion, though. Good suggestion. Again, for everyone in the chat room, you can specify your choices a little bit if you want. So that way, if you want to, like they did with the Oasis one. So, okay, back to the list. Again, thank you for all the super chats. We will go through those in round 2 at the top of the hour. And boy, again, I'm sorry, gentlemen.
I've seen some of those.
I've seen them
by.
come in.
Yeah, I'm seeing a few names.
The pain is coming. Okay. And stop. You piece of trash. I don't even know who wrote that. Puddle of mud.
No.
Oh, come.
Haven't we done them already?
Yeah,
I feel
think
like we've done them
I think-
already.
Can we just all give a thumbs down and move on?
I mean,
Let's be fair to the chat room
Okay,
and discuss
okay.
this.
like,
On 3, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3.
what did you think was going to happen?
What did you expect us to say? By the way, I'll just start real quick, and you can just throw your ideas in. We're not going to spend more than a minute on this total between us all. I don't care how much Wes Scantlin has cleaned his act up, or apparently is. That's
Has
good
he?
for. That's what he said. Good for him. Good for him for
what
at
he
least
said. That's what he
realizing
said.
he can't collect DUIs in every state, but that's his personal life. He is the biggest nasal singer I have ever heard, ever. And he made $1 bajillion. They played "She Hates Me" like it was some type of masterpiece. It
fucking hates
sucks. It didn't get better as it went on, like the song "Psycho," as they matured through the years.
Maybe
Screw
I'm the
that.
Oh, God. Oh,
Anyone else have anything to say about this trash hole of a band?
I actually used to work a job where my manager, when I would have to call off from time to time, he had one of those ringtones where it would play a song instead of ringing.
He chose "Puddle of Mud."
It was Psycho. I'd have to call my boss and be like, maybe I'm the one. Maybe I'm the one. And, oh my God, dude!
How is
like,
he a manager of other employees?
I have a migraine, and this is making it worse, dude. Come on.
I gotta call. Sorry, I have to call the person that supervises my pay. Maybe I don't want. Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Well, be fair, it was when I was working at a Pearl Vision.
Pearl
That's
Vision,
the
okay.
Yeah, glasses manufacturer.
Oh, I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I guess
What else
that's
would it be?
that's the rough and tumble world of spectacles.
Anyone else, John or Mark? Anything else to add about Puddle of Mud that people don't already think?
I'm going to
themselves?
humiliate myself a little bit here and say I don't dislike "She Hates Me." Like,
Why?
I'm not.
there's
You haven't
why
humiliated
that
yourself.
song
Now you have
that
hundreds of
is-
people
that
worried about
I
you.
don't hate. Like, if it comes on, I'm like, yeah, it's all right. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like there's a part of me that used to like it. I've kind of moved away from that now when I heard the rest of their stuff. But I don't hate the song. Maybe it's Stockholm syndrome.
Okay, who lives closest to Mark?
No, that's probably Crash.
I think I do. I think I
Crash,
do.
Can you please go check on him tomorrow to make sure he's doing okay? Because he might have a fever.
Okay, sure thing. I'll have to get my passport renewed, but I'll do what I can.
Okay, it's an emergency. I think they'll understand when you explain it.
Yeah,
at the
like you
border.
sound really You said that is not whatever you.
Oh my
got
gosh,
is
we'll
bad.
rush you to his home, sir. Okay, John, do you have anything else you want to add?
I tweeted about hearing them playing in a grocery store about 6 months ago, which really shocked me.
That had to have been by accident, or like they had like a radio, like a network of music on, and just
No,
they
it
didn't
was
know.
when they tried to have an AC pop hit, like an adult contemporary hit with "We Don't Have to Look Back Now." That was playing.
I do remember that.
It was playing in a fucking grocery store, and I was like, "What what is going on here? Then I threw a
Okay.
pair of headphones in, and that was that.
All right. There's no other way to say it. Everyone's saying hi, Hannah, in the chat room. Hi, Hannah. You just joined us for Puddle of Much discussion.
Yeah, what a time to jump in.
She's a big fan.
Really? Well.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. She fucking hates me.
Hannah, if you're listening, can you please, in like 2 minutes when he's not expecting, just come hitting him in the back of the head with a frying pan live on screen? All right, we have to do this. How does Puddle of Mud die in the Coliseum?
The mud dries out.
Nah. They don't deserve a good punishment. That's enough.
They
for
really
me.
don't. They deserve a very bland one.
They're staring at the mud. Our identity!
No, I got it. Wes Scantlin finally gets all the misdemeanors. All of them. He gets
Gotta catch
every
'em.
single
Go,
one.
go, sing Pokemon too!
His Pokedex of a criminal record finally
Who's
gets
that?
full. Yay.
Criminal!
What's that misdemeanor? It's drunk vandalism! And he's like spray painting the lyrics to his own crap songs on a church side or something.
It's public urination.
Oh. I'll make my own puddle of mud in this ground right here. Oh.
All right, let's move on.
We have to do another. Okay, we have to move on.
Please, can it be better?
Stench.
Please.
Okay.
Pretty please.
And stop. Wow. Okay. Before, when we did a test stream just to test OBS and Discord, we actually talked about this band a little bit. So, Coheed and Cambria.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, this is good for discussion, though. On,
Yes, it is.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, but
we're
with
split.
an asterisk.
That's
With an
fine. That's
asterisk.
fine
With
too.
an asterisk, too.
We can't just extend our own things on this. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
No. Okay, yeah.
All right. Mark, please go first. Why do they get the thumbs down?
Look, I just reviewed the last album, and I think I said it. I think I just said it on Twitter. Coheed and Cambria are the Styx of modern progressive metal. They make they got the very same high-pitched singing. They take overblown concept albums that really should be a lot pulpier and a lot more fun than they really are. And at the same time, a lot of the technical musicianship, it's not all that impressive. They'd be better off more focusing on strong hooks and a genuine pop sensibility, because that's really only when the band has been ever good. That's what bothers me about Coheed and Cambria. You go back and you actually take a look at singles of theirs, some of them are not bad.
Yeah.
But in terms of an album structure, doesn't work for me.
Time.
And it didn't work for Styx either.
Yeah, well, that's true. John, why do you think they get the thumbs down?
I feel like Coheed and Cambria are a little bit like that present that you're really excited to unwrap, like on your birthday or Christmas or something, and
The
then
big
you
red tricycle. Yeah.
you peel back the wrapping paper and you realize like it looks and maybe sounds a little bit fancier than it actually is. I'm with Mark on the fact that I think that they do have some good singles. I would dare say some great singles. Some ones that I absolutely love. Welcome Home, probably. I don't know. If I had to make a top 500 list, of songs, that'd be in there.
Nice.
But overall, the albums are just overblown, overly complicated, and there's really, I feel like it's a little bit more like paper thin rather than being an actual story that I could follow along with and get invested in.
Okay. Crash, why do they get the thumbs up?
You know what? Okay, listen. What everyone else has said is very, very pertinent here. Mark dislikes, John likes, or did I get that? No, okay. But the thing is, there's a general theme here, and you notice what it is? Yeah, Coheed have some good songs. Coheed, have some stuff that's very memorable. Coheed can even play and really rock out when they want to, but they are up their own ass, so buried up their own. I say this as a fan. People, they need help. There's another goddamn concept, and it's 1,000 years in the future, and it's got some shit to do with space federations and more exploding bicycles, and Claudio's just singing about God knows what. And the bicycle shall make my head explode.
Did Alex Jones enter the chat?
The frogs in Coheed and Cambria's hair!
Coheed and Cambria is making the frogs gay!
Crash, how does Claudio Sanchez sound again? I couldn't hear it quite well. How do
I
they
could not
sound?
hear that.
Some bullshit about federation. turn to page 273 and you'll know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
Well,
pull up your comic books live. We're just gonna do a reading here at
If you purchase the bibliography of my graphic novels, you can actually for $5.99 understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Really quick,
right?
because I didn't
Just
give my thoughts.
people-
I actually
Yeah.
think Claudio Sanchez can sing his butt off when he
Yes,
wants to.
he can.
He is
He
so
can.
talented.
Absolutely.
The music
So
behind him
much.
is so hit and miss. The Afterman albums, I actually really liked. That's where I thought the story was okay. But to go with what everyone else is saying, you shouldn't have to do enough research on backstory and science fiction characters to do a master's thesis in order to enjoy a band. That being said, I
Yes.
still do give a thumbs up. Because the pros outweigh the cons, the good albums outweigh the bad, or the mediocre. I did not care for Vaxxus. I think Mark is on the
Yeah.
same boat for me. I didn't think it was bad at all. It just really, this is weak for Coheed. Weak
Those
for
synth
Coheed.
tones were pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be reviewing that album for a catch up here pretty soon. I mean, the spoilers, but God, it should be better. It
Yeah.
should be better. That's all
I
I'm gonna
agree.
say.
So, they are, unfortunately, safe, but we have to smack them around a little
Safe,
bit.
but we
They're
gotta-
unfortunately safe.
Punishments.
We have to smack them around with the complete volume of their
That's
of
gonna
the,
take 6
Amory-
days.
the complete Amory Wars saga, which has to be the size of a damn cinder block, and we gotta literally smack them around with that thing. And Claudio, write about human being stuff.
See,
Nobody
I was
cares
thinking
about
more. Everyone gets
this.
like one volume of his 5,000-page volume with the Amory Wars, and they line up like in the movie Airplane. So everyone's just waiting in line to smack the crap out of him in the airplane. So that's
Perfect.
just me. So
Perfect.
Honestly, I think
I
what
like
would be
yours better.
a more entertaining is having everyone who is not Claudio have to teach a course to explain it.
College course on the Amory Wars.
you should get class credit for that. If you,
You should
can
get
actually
college
do something
credit.
with it.
You should
So-
get college credit for being a Coheed and Cambria fan. I support
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so we have one. We're gonna do one more. I'm sorry, I just had to check an email since something came out. So we're gonna do one more, and then we are good to go. So we'll end round one after this. And stop. Huh. Portugal the Man.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know enough about it, Crash?
I have barely enough. Sure.
Okay. Gotcha. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. They pass for me. Okay, so
Barely.
that is unanimous thumbs up. For me, they pass on the technical side. It is what it is. It's not meant to be this barn-burning stadium rock, even though they are booking many bigger venues now. It's
I was
just
gonna say, I saw them in the
weird.
stadium.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that I don't get that.
I don't get that either.
that.
But at the same time, the music's fine. This is just kind of like how Alice Cooper and Kiss were just having fun. This is kind of just the music you have fun and listen to peacefully. Just when you're just kind of relax, sit with friends, and that's it. It's never meant to be that deep, even though they try to explain it. They'll try,
I get that.
but
Yeah,
that's just
oh
how I
God,
feel
yeah.
about it. I'm not super as familiar, but I have enough of that opinion to hurt him. So, Mark, why do they get the thumbs up?
See, I'm actually more familiar with them because I've heard their entire back catalog,
Okay.
and I know the brand of indie rock they come from. My issue with Portugal the Man, and ultimately, I didn't really like Woodstock. In comparison with their earlier stuff that's more atmospheric, it's a little bit more on the grizzly bear side of the spectrum. I actually think there is more to that side of what Portugal the Man were that is more compelling than Feel It Still, as much as I like Feel It Still. But at the same time, like, they're good enough for what they are, but they are vastly overhyped at this point. It was like when I went to go see Florence and the Machine and she was playing in a stadium. Portugal the Man do not belong in stadiums.
I agree.
No,
that,
not
okay.
compared to
Yeah,
well
that
said.
makes sense.
And they're not on the level of Florence and the Machine either by a long shot.
No.
Not even close.
no.
So
Even
Crash,
I
why do
wouldn't
they
say.
Crash? Why do they get the thumbs up?
Like, I'm just not. Again, they're one of those bands. I don't hate them. I like the handful of songs that I've been able to really chill with them. I like your analogy. They do feel like a band that's a bit more chill. They're a bit more indie. They're a bit more relaxed. They don't have a huge vibe going on. It perplexes me. Again, it perplexes me that they're playing stadiums. It perplexes me that they've exploded the way they have.
Yeah.
The commercialism of them.
Yeah, I don't
they've
get
been,
that.
They've been sold on that commercial side now
Yeah.
too.
I don't know how the hell that happened with a band like this. I can't explain it, but I don't hate it. I don't love it.
It's not worth
necessarily,
hating,
but
just me. So.
it's
No,
not
you're
worth,
right,
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
not worth hating. Yeah.
And
it's perfect.
John, why did they get the thumbs up?
I really like the people in the band. Just to go a little bit deeper, I guess, from what you said about it being kind of casual and chill, I would say that they definitely take on some darker themes in some of their tracks. That's Evil Friends was actually my favorite album of 2013, and
okay.
they
wow.
teamed up with Danger Mouse to produce that one, and I love the sounds that they crafted. They talk about a lot of different things from like religion to occasional politics, and yes, they do have plenty of chill songs. I got into them with In the Mountain and the Cloud that had like Sleep Forever and songs like that on it. So American. Yeah, overall, I didn't like Woodstock very much. I will agree that that was a very bland, tame effort, but Feel It Still I thought was great, and they put on a really good live show. I've seen them twice.
Fine. Perfect. See, that was a good discussion. Unanimous. We ended on a positive note after Puddle of Mud and slapping around Claudio Sanchez with its entire bibliography of books. Well done. So with that, that is the end of round one. We're going to take a 2-3 minute break in case you guys need something to drink or anything. We're going to take a little breather, and then we're going to jump back into the super chats. If you want to still keep us giving suggestions, please do. We will go through them all, even if we don't cover them on this live stream. I'm going to be sending that message out to these three gentlemen, so we'll have a list of everyone who pledges and our thoughts on them. So that way everyone gets their voice heard and what their band wants. That being said, anyone have anything they want to say? If you want to get something to drink, go for it right now. Just take a break. I probably will too. Anything you want to shill out for videos? Wink. Anything at all.
The one funny thing I do want to say one more before we close off on that, because I remember going back to those earlier albums and the more like folksy, atmospheric side of them, and honestly, I always had a weird sense of distance when it came to the band because I thought a lot of the writing was pretty good. I never loved their frontman's vocal timbre. Like, I never thought it really matched all that well with a lot of the psychedelic side.
Agreed.
But it was never to the point where it was disparaging to the writing. The fact that they got so big, though, is weird because, it almost. I remember when Todd said something about this in his review of Feel It Still. It'd be almost as if Father John Misty hopped on a trap anthem.
That's a weird way of putting
Why
it.
haven't we heard that mashup yet?
I get that, though, in a weird... Yeah.
Huh, okay, fair enough. So, while we're taking a little break, I'm going to get something to drink. Everyone loved the Crash impression of Claudio Sanchez, so you were 3 for 3 on your impressions. Well done, sir.
Yeah, I figured if we're going to have to do somebody,
That's not a bad one to have to emulate.
Not a bad one, because, I'm probably going to do that exact same impression when I finally get around to reviewing that album.
Vaxis.
Vaxis Act 1, The Unheavenly Creatures.
I'm now hearing it's not a 3-parter.
Say the full title. Say the full title.
I'm now hearing that's not a 3-parter, it's a 5-parter?
Oh, it's 5?
That's what I've heard, right? I thought it was just 3.
I heard
people
3.
say it was 5.
I heard 3. I hope it's not 5.
The first one was an hour.
It was over an hour. It was crazy.
It was over an hour.
It was like an hour and 10 minutes.
And it was like 5 years of my life.
But
here's this Game of Thrones level.
Needing a full, I can see 5 hours because there's so little story in the first Vaxis piece that I'm like, they probably need the full 5-act structure to tell us what the fuck is happening.
And that's still not enough. And they still have to draw it out on the graphic novels and the comics and the books and everything else. Jeez. As a fan of Coheed and Cambria, liking the band, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, no, like I say, it's as a fan, it becomes harder and harder to defend when they keep doing weird shit. Like they're like the album before this, it was like The Color and the Shape, I think. Well, not The Color and the Shape, but it was The Color and the something. No, it was all.
That's an album. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I know you're talking. That was their one uncanon one. Yeah.
That was the one album. Yeah, I loved it too. I liked it too. That was. They
got to show off their music ability and just.
You've got Spirit Kid. And
yeah.
Spirit Kid,
Ghost,
Atlas,
which is the soft song. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So
many good. Like they could, if they really wanted to, they could just sit down and write albums of good music.
But the 7 planets of the Nether Galaxy have to have their story told.
Yeah. No. Bad Claudio. Bad Claudio. That's all I gotta say.
I'm gonna get a drink really quick, and then I'll be ready for round 2. Okay. And if you guys need anything else, please entertain my chat room however you see fit while I'm gone, because I can't hear you right now.
All right, Mark. Time to debate.
Okay, what are we arguing about?
No, I was just going to continue the conversation with what you were saying about Portugal the Man.
Okay.
I agree to an extent that he has a little bit of a weird voice when it comes to more psychedelically inclined music. But I think that that's kind of what drew me to it, is the fact that it doesn't necessarily, it's not the perfect puzzle piece, you know? And I do like what they're doing when they play live at these stadiums. When I saw them recently, they were kind enough to put me and Hannah on the guest list.
Oh, that's nice.
Because we worked with them on that roasting of their album or whatever for Woodstock. And we went to see them, and they brought out, they work with the indigenous tribes in their home state of Alaska for Native Americans, and they give them like a 10-minute, like they donate 10 minutes of their set to let the indigenous people like talk and like about like why it's important for like tribes and Native Americans, not just in Alaska, but all over. It was really, really a good move on their part, I thought.
That's kind of like really cool.
Yeah,
Shit.
it was very, very cool.
All right, good for damn.
So I don't know what it was. They're
that's
using
putting the money where
big,
the mouth is. I appreciate that.
I don't know what I missed. I leave for literally less than 60 seconds and Crash is gone? You've lost Crash? There he is.
Oh, yeah.
You're
sorry,
fine.
I went to conquer the universe, and I came back with a water. Sorry about that.
Huh, well,
How much of the universe did you conquer?
yeah.
The fridge. We got the fridge.
Apparently not if they only got a water bottle.
Just the Vaxxus.
Just the
Yeah,
Vax.
just
Only
the
one
Vaxxus.
one fifth of the Vaxxus.
Just
Just part
of
one.
76.
Yeah. That's the whole gag at the end of the entire Ambry War series. It's just Claudio staring at an empty fridge. Yep, this is what it's led to.
But the funny thing with that whole piece is that I don't know how familiar you guys with Devin Townsend.
Yeah,
A little bit.
same.
Okay.
I'm familiar
Devin
with it.
Townsend, he's an extreme metal artist from Canada. He put out an album called Ziltoid the Omniscient.
Yeah, yes, he put out
And the
two.
entire well, let's not put the we'll put the sequel aside.
okay.
Just the first one that came out, I think it was 2005 or 2006.
Somewhere in there.
Fantastic, atmospheric, extreme metal, amazing
Yeah.
stuff. But it was all about the quest of this alien, Ziltoid the Omniscient, to get the perfect cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And it ends with the whole thing being a daydream with a barista trying to fill the order of somebody.
Were
And
drugs
it's
involved in the making of this album?
no.
Okay.
No,
Well, caffeine.
Probably.
Just coffee. Just coffee.
Okay.
But honestly,
No, but-
dude, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
No, I'm
agreed.
not
Yeah,
questioning
I've
the
heard
quality.
Ziltoid.
I'm
It's
questioning
great.
the content of the story. Okay, fair enough.
It's goofy,
No,
but
but
it's
it's-
also kind of like thought provoking. There's some really great themes that go on through. Like it's kind of existentialist at spots. Like really good stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's how you take a goofy concept and go 150% with it, but do
Yeah.
it correctly.
And I'd argue the sequel doesn't quite
It doesn't
stick
live.
the landing.
It doesn't live up to it, but I don't know. The music is still around that same level. So
Yeah,
I
I
can't
agree.
complain. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we got to talk about something good, and now we get to jump into the super chats. Are you gentlemen ready?
Oh,
No.
that first one. Oh my.
I was just gonna say,
God.
so everyone knows that
Yeah.
just joined us, we already know what the first one is because when we were like testing
Yeah.
the chat,
Oh.
we saw the very first super chat, and that's the one that pops up on the feed first. So, for everyone's enjoyment, the first super chat from Hailstorm 273, Blood on the Dance Floor.
If I pretend that I haven't heard, can we get out of this?
You spent
No.
you spent money and it's associated with Blood on the Dance Floor. Real quick, not gonna do a slow down countdown. 1, 2, 3. Good, sweet mercy. How dare those two little brats call themselves musicians and actually pose like they have something deep or intelligent to say while they just play around at Warped Tour because they get in for free that way. Don't lie to me either. That's the only reason they became a band, so they could go on tour with the other bands at Warped Tour. Those little, stuck-up, spoiled, hack brats. Anyone else have anything they want to say? Anything?
Yeah.
I'm sitting
Yeah,
back on this one.
You don't want to know the ugliness surrounding Dobby.
I've heard.
No,
I've
you
heard.
don't.
I've
Real
heard.
bad.
No, you
I've-
don't.
yeah, I'm
That's
aware.
the thing.
Shit.
Yeah,
Like the
lots
underage
of it.
shit.
I was
Like,
polite in
it's
my
a bad
condescending
thing.
rant on them
It's
too.
a bad thing when Jeffree Star makes you like he's the one on top and you're the assholes.
Oh my gosh!
Like fucking Christ.
Ugh.
And you know what? You know what pisses me off? Like even besides the grossness that is Dobby Vanity,
Yep.
like when you go to the music, and for as edgy as they're trying to put forward in their image, it's really fucking generic, kind of synthy electropop. Like, there's nothing to it.
No.
You want to try to get vampiric, you want to try to get interesting, but like Falling in Reverse, they just aren't. Like, the image so far trumps any actual substance that they might have.
When
It's
I
the
would
definition of style over substance.
When I would
Yeah,
rather
absolutely.
listen to Falling in Reverse than your band, you got a serious problem in your
Oh,
life.
definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Anything
Falling
else?
in Reverse at least has a few songs that I like.
Yeah, they have like a handful of everything, even though their singer is awful too. But boy, oh boy.
But he is aware that he is an asshole, so
yeah,
it's okay.
he actually doesn't hide it. But does that make it better? Whatever. John or Crash have anything else you want to add?
No.
John, no. It's not worth it, to be honest. They are not worth it.
It's
Not with
not.
my time.
You know what is worth it though? How do they die in the Coliseum?
There we go.
We have to make a good one for this. This isn't like Puddle of
Prison.
Mud. Prison.
Prison. No,
They
prison.
would not last
Literal prison.
a week
Literal
in prison. 1 week in
Rotting.
prison, they'd be dead. I mean, they would just be eaten alive in that place.
Prison disguised as a hot topic.
They have to go to prison in their actual like garb, so that
In
way
their
they're the
actual- no.
targets. Yeah,
Oh,
there
Yeah,
you go.
Full candy haired out.
Yes.
Just- yeah.
If everyone is
Just go-
interested, yeah, I made a video top 10, like, or just 10 terrible music videos, just 10 bad ones I found. Blood on the Dance Floor is one of them. Look how they dress and pretend to be edgy.
And you haven't even seen
Like-
the worst.
No,
one.
I haven't.
I've
I
seen-
have not. And that's one.
No,
Of, that's just
no.
one. That's just a terrible one. But
Like,
yeah,
you never saw the school shooting video.
right. I remember you talking about
I
that.
haven't
That's
seen that.
That was
not
too
seen
bad
that.
even for me for that because I wanted to keep that
Yeah.
video lighthearted. But at the same time, so they have to dress up in their crap gear, Hot Topic. Like that's like the Hot Topic clearance rack that no one else touched. They have to go to jail in that, and that's their outfit. But everyone else is the same, so they're the targets. I think that's actually pretty. That's pretty fitting. They
Yeah.
would 1 week.
Yeah.
I'd say 1 week until they're just dead.
Oh,
Beat to
please.
death with
One
their
hour.
synthesizers.
1
1 hour.
Yeah, I'm with Crash on this. 1 hour.
1 hour.
I was being generous with 1 week because they'd probably be hiding and they'd probably be very nimble and not leave their cell. But
God, you know how you know this band is bad? I feel bad for talking smack about bands like Creed and Puddle of Mud when Blood on the Dance
That's
Floor
true.
exists
That's
and
true.
is still putting out albums. Oi!
Yeah, there's thumbs down and then there's thumbs
yeah,
down.
there's thumbs
Yeah.
down and then
Yeah.
there's just instant condemnation.
Let's
Okay.
move on to something better.
Something better.
Please,
Okay.
Please.
From Jared Stone, your opinion on Slash featuring Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators.
Oh, okay.
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 On three.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Sure.
I don't know a ton. but-
Yeah, I'm a thumbs up. I've been actually following them since 2012 when they really had that first album come out. When I first heard Myles Kennedy was going to be paired with Slash, my initial thought was, really? And it worked. In my opinion, it was just such a unique experience. I just saw Slash and Myles Kennedy again at Aftershock last month. They still perform live amazingly. This latest album is the weakest of their three, and I still think it's solid. So Slash does not get enough credit as a songwriter.
Yeah.
I think that's my thing too. So, anything you guys want to say? So, Crash, you go. Why does Slash and Myles Kennedy get the thumbs up?
Actually, funny story. Their biggest new single that's out right now, I forget what it's at the top of my head, but when I visited Universal Studios earlier this summer, their biggest hit single was playing through the tram, like pretty much on a loop, like every other 5 minutes or so. And
Nice.
you know what, I got a kick out of it. You know, like you say, I was also a little, wait, Myles Kennedy and really? When I first heard that, but up to this point, they haven't released anything that's been like disappointing or
Time.
anything that's been like they both showcases Slash talents very well. Myles Kennedy's talents are on display, and they work well together. There's enough chemistry for that to be compelling and interesting. It's not album of the year
Time.
material by any means, but
Yeah, very well
good stuff.
said. Not album of the year,
Yeah.
but still good.
Yeah.
John, why does Slash and Myles Kennedy get the thumbs up?
I think obviously being an Alter Bridge fan helps.
yes, agreed,
Yeah,
agreed.
He really love Miles's voice, and obviously Slash. I think Myles is a good vessel for Slash's songwriting. I guess, to come out. I guess it makes sense. I didn't even think about it being that weird when I saw them paired together. It just kind of made sense. Two people that are big in the rock world, definitely from different times, but I think it works well together, even if I still do miss Velvet Revolver.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Mark,
we're
why
not
does
getting Velvet Revolver
that's
back.
not happening
Yeah.
anymore? Mark,
No,
why did they get the
sadly.
thumbs up?
For the low expectations I had, they fit them.
Okay.
Like
That's an understandable thing to say
fair.
too.
But I've
Yeah.
seen. I'm not an Alter Bridge fan at all.
Okay.
There you go.
And then when you have, and I covered that Miles Kennedy solo album.
You're the
I picked
Tiger?
up it months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's harmless.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't bother me. I think there's production issues there, but that's a different conversation. And Slash has had his missteps.
Okay.
Let's be real here.
Yeah,
He has.
And I think
has.
when it comes to low expectations, them coming together, it turned out about as well as I could hope for.
Right. That's well said.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's all of us, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's
Sorry, I got
everybody.
distracted. I got another beep because like things are just going off like crazy. But that was a good one. Unanimous thumbs up after a wretched thumbs down.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, we
Wow.
need another positive one. I have to look back at the thing. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
We're still good on there.
What do we
Okay, next. Goku's son DBZ. Opinion on Amon Amarth.
Oh,
What is it?
Amon Amarth. The Viking metal band. Okay,
Oh,
so John's out on this one.
I'm in.
Crash
I'm
and
in.
Mark and myself.
Yeah, I'm in,
so
for sure.
John, sit out. You just enjoy this. 1, 2, 3.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Crash,
Thumbs
why did
up.
they get the thumbs up?
Well, fun fact, apparently, I heard they really don't like the whole Viking metal label, apparently.
They
Yeah,
have a
they don't.
Viking ship on stage with them.
Yeah, what else am I supposed to call it? What else am I supposed to call it?
They have
You know,
Vikings literally fighting on stage, the actors, while they perform.
I mean, you know what? As far as for what it is, it's a power metal-y kind of thing, and
Yes.
I'm big on big, dumb, goofy, loud power metal. I'm so into that. And Amon Amarth are really one of the top guys right now that are doing it about as good as you can do it. They know atmosphere. They know how to tell a goofy but compelling story in their music. They just nail aesthetics to a T.
Time.
And the music and playing is there too. So yeah,
Perfect.
no complaints.
Mark?
I'm pretty quick on Monomarth. For what they are, they suffice. Like, I'm not the hugest fan of that particular brand of Viking-inspired metal. I prefer some of the blackened stuff that drifts off like Equilibrium, which I think is a fantastic
Yeah.
and does not get the level of credit they deserve.
Yeah.
And the Monomarth is more on the goofier side for me.
It's ham.
Agreed.
It is-
Yeah, it's
It's ham and
goofy.
But
cheese.
for what,
Yeah.
but for what they are, they're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So they sail off into the sunset out of the Coliseum with a big thumbs up.
Yep.
Very well said. I also...
They
I echo
They
your
sail-
thoughts too. If you can't, I'll just add this to you guys. Jumps Viking, their latest one, which came out like a few years ago. It's really solid. See them live if you can. Even if they don't like being Vikings, they do a great job tricking me. So go see them.
They sail off out of the Coliseum on a Viking ship, all while screaming back, "We are not Vikings! Stop calling us Vikings! Why do you call us Vikings?"
Back to Greenland. Okay. Next. See, that was good, though. Thank you, guys. Okay. From Racer24T, Ministry.
D didn't specify an era.
Nope.
Nope.
Again, I'm sorry. I'm
That's
out.
fine. Yeah.
That's
so
fair.
I'm very limited myself. So I'm actually
Me
going to
and
sit this
Crash
one out
then?
too. Just you two, because mine is not enough
Oh
on that
boy,
side of
this'll be fun.
industrial. So
Yeah.
Crash and Mark. 1, 2, 3. Split. Okay. So
I had a feeling this would happen.
30 seconds. And I got the little timer right here. I'm just going to start using this more. Mark, 30 seconds. Why does Ministry get the thumbs up? Or thumbs down, whichever
Look,
one
for
you
what
get. Yeah.
Ministry was at their time, nobody will claim that they are in a sound. I completely agree with that. But if you go back to their albums, I like to say from 85 to about 94, like that era of Ministry, it works for me. It's not Killing Joke, it's not Nine Inch Nails, it's not it's not KPFMG or whatever the hell that other, I always forget that band's name.
Yeah.
But that brand of industrial, I think, is better. But Ministry had a pop focus of that time that in terms of getting some hooks together, it works.
Okay. KMFDM is the band.
KMFDM, yeah, it was
Thank you.
great.
Crash,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on it?
See, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Mark, because yeah, they aren't the best industrial act of that particular time, and nothing, even their better stuff, Land of Rape and Honey, and
I think it's a good album.
some of the it's I don't know, for some reason it's never clicked with me as well. I'm just not a fan to start out with. Much of a fan to start out with. I get it. I get why it was popular, especially when it was popular during that 90s, late 80s time. I get that. But man, the stuff they've been putting out lately, I had to review
America
Can't.
Yeah.
America Can't.
I call it America Can't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
I didn't like it. That's the only one that I heard songs that I didn't like, so.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
and wow, they've
been downhill for years.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's not good anymore. Maybe
Time.
it used to be, but it is not.
So, Ministry lives, but the man does have to get slapped around a little bit, so what's his punishment?
Continue to tour with Death Grips.
You know what? I would pay good money to see that show.
That would be
I would definitely catch that if
a good
yeah.
reality show, like a daily YouTube type thing to see, check in on them and how bad they're going. So yeah, okay, okay.
Because it's clear that it's killing Al Jurgensen more than it's killing him.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, just a reminder, everyone, if you want to keep these super chats incoming, thank you, first of all. Second, even what we don't cover in this time, we will send a list out. We'll get these all written down and put it in the description below after the video is posted. So, from Rodor, not Hodor, but Rodor, the All-American Rejects. Okay. I have enough to make an opinion.
So do I.
Okay.
So do I.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what I said about Portugal the Man, I'll just go really quick. They are... I don't even really can say they're pop punk. I don't even know if I can classify that.
They've had pop punk moments.
Yeah, okay, that's a good way to say it, yes.
They're pop punk adjacent.
Right, but
Move Along was probably their most...
Exactly, but that's not only are they harmless, they have moments where they shine just enough to where you actually enjoy them.
Yeah.
Can I really remember everything off the top of my head? No, I can't. And that's why I say I have enough to make an opinion, but that's just me. So, John, because you haven't had a chance to talk in the last two, why don't you say...
Let me speak. Let me speak.
All-American Rejects, why do they get the thumbs up?
Move Along in and of itself, that album is enough for me to give a thumbs up because that thing front to back fucking jams. I love that record.
Yeah.
Even their debut is good. Not great, but songs like Swing Swing, really good. I think they've had so many good singles. They're really good at picking singles. Even their last album with, I know that's been a while now, but Some Days Gone, even Beekeeper's Daughter, I just don't mind them. They've consistently put out never bad material and good shit. Like Gives You Hell was a great track that crossed over to the mainstream.
Okay, awesome. So, Crash, why do they get the thumbs up?
Honestly, I'm with you, John. I mean, those early albums, that early material, I'm with you. Move Along front to back is just a solid ass record. Like that, man, that's tough to beat, especially for its time. And yeah, Swing Swing and the last song from their debut. Yeah, those are jams. Those are nostalgic ass jams.
Hell yeah.
I have to admit, a lot beyond those albums, I'm not even terribly familiar with a lot of the stuff they did beyond then. But again, everything I've heard from, here and there, the snippets I catch in the ether are still fine, I mean, they've never done anything to make us despise, oh, that's the All-American Rejects album we don't talk about. They've never had that moment, but yeah, I don't know, they definitely deserve to exist.
Okay. And Mark, why did they get the thumbs up?
See, I remember the time back in 2006, 2000, people in my friend group loved to crap on All-American Rejects, and I never got it because I thought the singles were always great. They had really good charting presence. I never thought they were a bad band. Yeah, Gives You Hell is a little bit goofy, and honestly, I think Glee cover kind of overshadows it just a little bit. But that's me, and I like Glee. So, but at the same time, for what they were at the time, they were serviceable. The albums were better than they had any right to be. They're fine.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, a unanimous thumbs up. They are safe. Well said. From Toondu 10, Soil Work.
Oh yeah, I can participate.
I'm okay. Crash, you're on your own then. So you're the sole decider.
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah, because I've heard some of their stuff, but not enough to really make a good enough opinion. So Crash, up or down?
For me, yeah, up.
Okay.
Soilwork gets a solid up. Soilwork, they're kind of one of those bands. They're kind of a one-trick pony. Sort of. Soilwork fans are going to jump all over me for that, but they have a very distinctive sound
The
and
Coheed
style.
fans are going to jump all over you later.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm already dead meat. There's so many people coming after my
you
ass.
better
Don't worry.
believe. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But yeah, like but the thing is, they're one of those bands that is a little, kind of. They have a formula.
Time.
But they're good at their formula.
Okay.
Well,
they live. Soilwork sees another day, so that's good. Outright Misfit. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
For real?
Yes.
Okay, I could do that one. Sure.
John, I'm with you. That shoulder shrug.
I'm like, what?
Is this a joke? Okay.
Yeah.
Mark and
What?
Crash, you do it again. 1, 2, 3.
I mean,
Okay, thumbs up. That's fine.
Yeah.
Please, maybe instead of say why, also explain what the heck we just heard, because
Do you want me to do this, Crash, or?
you can do this, and then I'll add a little addendum.
Okay. Crazy World of Arthur Brown was a psychedelic, hard-ish rock band that's more on the experimental side that came out in the late 60s. Okay. They had a song that broke called Fire that you might know from Todd's One Hit Wonderland show that came out in 1968. I think it was held off the top by Hey Jude. And honestly, I went back and I checked out a lot of his stuff. If you're into the weirder side of prog metal, like especially early 70s prog metal, it's pretty fun. The concepts are well thought through. It's goofy and broad, but it works for me. I dig it.
Yeah.
Crash, anything you want to add?
The only thing I have to say is this. I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire!
Well,
Oh. Yeah, no, Arthur Brown is totally worth a look.
wait a minute.
Look him up.
Why is the chat room disintegrating? Why are we down to less than 50 people now?
Crash.
I destroyed where they live. Fire! Oh God,
Jeez.
I love it.
That's a great song.
No, it's so
All right,
good.
I'll check that one out. If it's that hammy and theatrical, then I might actually like it too. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so next we have from KDog1265, the Wombats.
Oh.
I'm not familiar.
Okay.
Actually,
I am.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm out on this one too with you, Crash. So Mark and John.
Okay, yeah.
On 3.
The animal or the band?
I'll thumbs up the animal. The animal's cute.
I'm so anti-wombat the animal. Go back to Australia.
All right.
Wombats.
1, 2, 3. Okay,
Yeah.
thumbs up. So John, why do they get the thumbs up?
They make catchy shit. They're from the UK. They're fun. They got spunk. They got good enough songwriting. I really like their vocalist, their guitarist, and the fact that they're able to often add in synth layers without it feeling too gimmicky. They're not a band that I take too seriously, but I even liked a lot of cuts from their last record, like Cheetah Tongue and some of the others. Yeah, not like a go-to or anything, but really solid.
Okay, Mark.
The Wombats are a go-to for me. Their first album, A Guide to Love, Loss, and Desperation, I think is a classic. I think their third album, Glitterbug, it made my year-end list in 2015. Love that album.
Okay.
Their other two albums, especially the one that came out this year, I really big disappointment. I thought a lot of the synth layering was not great, and even if they got some singles I like, I don't think they can go all the way. This is a band that thrives when they're allowed to be weird, jagged, rough edge, and a little bit more on the post-punk side. When they go over the top, they're amazing.
Okay, fair enough. So they get thumbs up. The Wombats, the band, gets to live on to see another day. I'm still anti-Wombat the animal, so they'll just have to deal with that.
Also, they're great live. I saw them live this year.
Okay.
That's something
cool.
I need to do.
Nice.
Fair enough. From Rat Tail Tony, the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath.
Which albums were those again?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Like we might all have a little opinion of this.
Honestly, I really only know like Ozzy.
Yeah, I know, and that's how I am too. No Ozzy, no
yeah.
Black Sabbath, even the Dio stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I love Dio, even I'm like, eh. So are we saying either we don't know or thumbs down?
I don't know what
I'd say don't know.
Martin was the singer from 1993 to 1997,
Right,
so
and
90s
yeah,
Sabbath.
so that's a non.
Who was listening to 97?
Exactly. Yeah. So nothing personal. I'm just gonna say we're gonna pass by that. Thank you for the pledge, but yeah, we have. Boy, oh boy, yeah.
Thumbs up for Ozzy, though.
Yes,
I like
yes.
it.
For sure. Toon Dude 10, Limp Bizkit is in the studio now, by the way, if you haven't heard.
I heard that.
I heard that too.
New
I
album's
saw
coming.
Is that the
new
elephant,
album.
the stampede of the disco elephants through the hot chocolate disturbed park, whatever garbage they're trying to think of random words to make an album title?
What all you guys don't know is that Travis Scott referenced Limp Bizkit, specifically Fred Durst, on a song on the Metro Boomin album.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm terrified of the collaboration.
Oh God,
Ooh.
Travis Scott. And
They
Fred
ended that one festival I told you about in Jersey and had one of the guys from ICP attack him on stage and mess up and didn't hit him. Yeah. I mean, everything is a disaster. Everything, even with best intentions, ends up as a disaster. It's just so bad.
That was the ugliest dropkick I've ever seen. That was some.
Also,
Like,
he's a
that
professional
wasn't
wrestler.
even that wasn't even
ICP, the guys
WWA.
wrestled for years, and he couldn't throw a drop kick. There's no excuse.
Come on. Like, that's sub TNA levels, dude. Come on.
I know.
Come
TNA,
on.
the bad TNA, too. So
The bad TNA.
TNA's a wrestling
I
league
haven't
in
watched
Orlando,
in years.
yeah.
Maybe
For those
it's
who
good
don't
now,
know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Brandon Barrenfield, thoughts on Anne Boleyn? Only Luke has mentioned them.
That's a lie.
That's a
To be
lie.
fair,
I
they can't
I
expect
totally mentioned
everyone
Anne Boleyn.
to watch
I know
Anne
Anne
Boleyn.
Boleyn, so
Okay,
I reviewed 2 of their albums.
so Mark's out on Anne Boleyn. The
I
other
reviewed
th-
an Anne Boleyn album.
The other
yeah.
3 of us, I have a feeling what it's going to be. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
100%. Whether you're talking about cities back in the day, all the way up to the later stuff, like when you have Lowborn and Vitals.
I did not like Lowborn.
I didn't.
I
I thought it was
wasn't
a
a
weaker
fan.
way to go out, but I still liked it.
Yes.
I still liked it. I actually really liked Vital a lot, and I know I'm kind of the minority. That I really enjoyed it.
Good. Yeah,
But
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Anne Boleyn is great. They were consistently good. Even their weakest was
Yes.
still solid.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
they're playing a one-off performance this year with
Yes.
Under Oath in their hometown in Tampa. I saw their final. I saw their final show in Orlando. I took photos of it. Boy, was that a crazy emotional show.
Oh,
Are you
bro,
going?
dude.
Are you going
To this one-off, I was invited.
Yeah.
I don't think I can make it on time though.
Oh,
I know.
can I take your spot?
and if
Are you a
John
photographer? Do you have your own?
Yeah,
camera?
I'll do it. I got a camera.
There you go.
I got a camera. Sure, yeah.
I'll point it and pretend I know what I'm doing.
I'm Luke. I'm a photographer. Look at
I'll
me.
just put a ponytail on.
Yeah.
I'll wear my XX Brutal swag wig that I have. And
Hey, don't you associate that name with me, jerk.
what's up, motherfuckers? It's Luke.
I'm Luke Swag 69. Oh.
Wow.
Okay, so Crash, why did they get the thumbs up?
Pretty much the same reason everybody else is saying. Like, and they were so consistent.
They were.
Cities is like one of the best albums of the 2000s that people don't really talk about much
Jam.
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
It's such a jam. It's so unbelievably good, and unbelievably good for like a Christian rock act.
Yeah.
Even though that they've been coy about whether they full on, go.
Yeah, but it's not over heavy in their music.
No, it's not.
No, that's
and
what's
they've even
good.
taken very bold, like, lyrical choices in writing, like, especially for a Christian group. Like, God, the music is there, the lyricism is there, the performances are there, the production is usually there, and
Usually.
usually I say that, but you know what? Again, apart from their very last album, which, like you, Luke, I wasn't so hot on it.
Yeah.
Especially-
I still liked it. It just wasn't the best way to go out.
Not the
I
best,
didn't.
definitely not the best
Yeah.
way to go out, and not their best material by any means. But man, Anne Boleyn did not give us
Time.
much to complain about
Yeah,
at all.
I agree. John,
Really good
anything else?
live, too.
Yes,
really great
extremely
live.
good.
Yes.
That was the
Yeah,
first
really
band I
good.
ever shot live, like as a photographer too. So
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
special place for
What a
me.
way to start!
I
man.
know, right? I lucked out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, John, anything you want to
City.
add? Yeah,
Yeah,
cities.
cities obviously fantastic. I liked New and the that song Impossible. Dark is the way, light is the place. Is that it?
Yeah.
Light is the
Dark
place.
is the
yeah.
way, light
The
is
one
the
before
place.
Vitals, yeah.
Underrated in their discography. 100%.
I agree.
For sure.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I love Steven, the lead singer's voice. It's
Yes.
unique enough, and I don't know.
Absolutely.
Very captivating energy, both live and on record.
Yeah,
See,
for
I
sure.
just checked online. They might have been called a Christian band because it's Steven's last name
It's Christian.
It's
Yeah.
Christian, yeah.
I almost mentioned that when you said that they didn't have any. Why is his last name Christian?
Hang tight, guys. We're on a hold for some reason. Can everyone still see us in the chat? Because the chat was disconnected, but we're still streaming, it says.
Uh-oh.
Can everyone still see? Type something.
I see the chat going on my end.
You do?
I can still see the chat going, yeah.
Chat room, please type something right now.
A lot of people are typing Queen.
Somebody is typing Queen like 700 times.
I did a super chat. Jimmy Eat World, yes. So you can hear us. Okay, good. So it just blipped up on YouTube, so it's back. Awesome.
All right, we're good.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. So, Goku-san DBZ, what is everyone's favorite album from Within Temptation? P.S. I look forward to Spectrum Pulse's opinion. Okay, so this is more just a question. What's everyone's favorite Within Temptation album? So, let's Mark, you go first, because I think,
I'm gonna need some time to think that through, because somebody else go.
One thing I will say, I'm looking forward to the new album that comes out this December.
Yes.
That has promise. I don't like Divide. Is that the name? I don't remember the name of it. Something.
I forget.
Design, Divide. It's something like that. It's something. It's coming out December Within Temptation. But everything.
Resist.
Resist. Wow, I was kind of not that close, but still close enough. See, I didn't catch on to Within Temptation until I heard the song with Tarja with the combination with What About Us?
Paradise. Yeah.
And that's when I started really catching up on everything else. I can't say enough good things about them. Don't know what my favorite album would be, but I like them. Anyone else?
Again, for me, Within Temptation was a band I came into kind of late. I stumbled across them when I first started Rock Critic. But a lot of songs off of Unforgiving and Heart of Everything were songs that kept popping up in my rotation as I would, stream playlists and whatnot. And I really like those two albums specifically. Again, I'm not like a super duper huge fan or anything, so I wouldn't have the background or, the knowledge to drop on you to give you a very informed opinion, but I like most of what I've heard, particularly from that specific era.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
Okay.
I do have to admit I have Wikipedia pulled up so I could remember the name of those albums. So I am cheating like hell.
Yeah, I don't remember the names of all the albums myself, but I like them. I like what I've heard. Everything I've heard. Yeah,
I like them.
Mark.
Okay, super fan here. There's a part of me that really loves Mother. I love all their albums for very different reasons.
Okay.
Mother Earth is very much in the power metal vein, and it's very classically inspired for Sharon, which I really like. Their Silent Force is more of an album where they got in their Evanescence bag, like that, for its own reason. I think it's the better version of what Evanescence put out that year. Arguably the best of the 2004 symphonic metal albums. Heart of Everything is probably their most consistent album. Okay. Unforgiving has the best highs because Iron fucking rules. That key change, so good. Hydra. There's parts of I like the song they did with Exhibit. So again, I am not.
For real?
Yes.
I need to look that up now.
I do know for a fact in the new upcoming album Resist, with the Temptation, one of the people they're collaborating with is Jacoby Shaddix.
Oh, for real?
It's interesting. It's interesting. So
they worked with the frontman of Killswitch Engage on Hydra as well.
Jesse Leach or Howard Johnson?
Howard Johnson.
Okay, interesting.
Oh,
that's cool.
Very cool.
Okay, so that was a good one. That was a good way to ask a question. Thank you for not getting ridiculous with all these. Thank you, guys. Dio era Sabbath is best Sabbath. Prove me wrong, and that's from Grillmore.
I agree.
I still stand by Ozzy. I like Dio, but still, Ozzy Sabbath is Sabbath for me.
No, I'll fight that. I'll say Dio era on par in that era.
Okay, that's not worth fighting for me, but I just say Ozzy. Yeah.
I don't. You know what? Velveeta Shells and Cheese meme. Can't we have both? They're both good for very, very, very good reasons.
Yes, that's true.
Like we can have Paranoid and we can have Mob Rules. We really can, people.
Yes.
Can we?
That's true. Anyone else have anything they want to say?
Chance.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I attached to the early Sabbath stuff first because that's what I was introduced to first. And it's one of those things where it's like, you see a vocalist shift and, Dio outside of that. But, in the context of Black Sabbath, it took me a little bit more, I guess, to get into. And I guess I agree, Crash, with what you're saying. Why can't we have both? But I just feel more personally attached to the Ozzy Sabbath because that feels just like, I hate to be that guy that's like, oh, they're, not as much the band that they were without their singer. But that's just what I think of when I think back Black Sabbath. For for good or for evil. You know, some people will hate me for saying that, but that's
Or
what I
for-
associate Black Sabbath with.
Or for heaven or for hell.
See,
there's a Dio reference for you. There you go.
Yeah.
I just pushed the foghorn button again, just so you're aware. Well done.
I wish I could hear this.
I know. You'll hear, if you ever want to watch this live stream again, you'll hear it.
I
then,
don't.
I'm sure.
I do not ever want to watch.
You're like the rest of my audience.
Oh!
Oh.
Sound that foghorn again.
Let's move on.
It got too real. From Brandon Barrenfield, the Goo Goo Dolls, a metalhead's worst nightmare. I liked Dizzy Up the Girl.
Yeah, Dizzy Up the Girl
Yeah.
is one of the best things we got out of the 90s. Dude, yeah.
Well, you
Fuck, I'll
guys'
even
audio went completely silent. I'm
The
sorry.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls. Okay, sorry, I completely missed
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I
They're
don't.
awesome.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
love everything they've done, but they've had enough. They're not a metalhead's worst nightmare.
Yeah, what is that? Where is that
That's
coming
what it
from? I've
says.
never heard that.
So
The
Never
weird
heard
thing about the
that.
Goo Goo Dolls is that has a certain amount of Stockholm syndrome, because there was a girl I was crushing on my senior year of high school who
Oh, boy.
loved the Goo Goo Dolls.
Loved you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Flowers
it's
for-
it's just that, like, that was wrong-handed.
what was the
gesture.
what was
No, there was a love I had connection there that I can't break.
what was the movie? The Nicolas Cage movie that Iris was on?
City of Angels.
There
City
it
of
is.
Angels.
Did you take her to see
Angels.
City of Angels and then sing the song to her?
No, but I did take her to a Coldplay Snow Patrol show.
She should have at least
Oh.
stuck around with you because that's a
Yeah.
good one to go to.
Yeah, no
That's
kidding.
the perfect kind of show.
Well, before we go to the
Exactly.
next one, my favorite concert story of like a date-wise behind that, this was years ago. I got turned down to invite a girl to a concert that I was shooting. She would have gotten in for free and been backstage. She turned me down for homework.
Her loss. Her loss,
What
dude.
concert was it?
Her loss.
Prophets of
Google
Rage and AWOL Nation.
Okay,
Oh.
never mind. I take it back.
I
take
love
it back.
AWOL Nation.
No, I'm kidding.
I do too. I like AWOL Nation a whole lot.
I'm.
And that's who I was working for that night. Or like the
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but like Prophets of Rage at least live is something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So,
yeah,
I haven't seen
That's
them
just
live,
my
so-
concert story with a girl.
Okay.
That was 2016. So
I thought you were gonna say 20 years ago, and I was like, "How old are you?"
it was my first date, and I was stood up.
I will say one more thing about Goo Goo Dolls before we move on. They actually released a random ass live album this year, just
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
I shot
And-
them last year, and they're pretty solid. They have a big like they drew in the crowd.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's the live album's pretty decent too. You know, like
Yeah.
it's better than I was expecting it to be for a Goo Goo Dolls live album. No, it's
Okay.
solid. Yeah.
Reminder: if we don't get all, we have about 18 minutes left. Again, we will get through all the super pledges. Even if we don't get through them this stream, I'll send a list off to these guys, and we'll write down all the answers for you. Next, Shadow Silver 1991, Chevelle.
I don't have an opinion on Chevelle.
Okay.
I think we did Chevelle.
I think we did.
Yeah,
also.
we did.
Yeah, we did. Sorry.
Because I
Yeah,
remember Mark
so-
setting it out. I remember
Yeah,
Mark
because
setting
we
it
sat it out. So I think we gave it the
Yeah,
pass.
exactly.
They definitely had.
I was
I had
a thumbs
thumbs
up.
ups. Yeah,
I was a
so
thumbs up, too.
Thank you again. That was one of the earlier rock for the Rock Coliseum options.
He might have been the
Thumbs
first
up.
one.
I
Yeah,
think
it
it was
might have
too.
been the first one.
Yeah. I remember
Trevor
Mark saying it.
Burns, Slipknot, All Out Life opinion. So the opinion of the new Slipknot song.
Thumbs
Oh.
up, thumbs down.
Oh, okay.
I
yeah.
give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Thumbs. You know what?
I haven't
Thumbs.
heard it.
Okay,
I'm out.
Thumbs way up.
Okay.
I thought it was
really
fucking
dug
great.
it.
I
This
thought
was
it
heavier.
really
This
dug
was
it.
like
Just-
Iowa. This was like Iowa.
Yeah,
Before
this-
it's like the
I agree.
Slipknot sound. So I like.
I'm a big
that.
Slipknot fan, so
I am
yeah.
too.
Same here. Same here.
I'm not, so okay.
Corey Taylor tolerates me. I think that's how I see it. So
Hey,
I
he
love
did
how-
your fucking little intro thing.
did.
He's cool with it.
Yeah.
he did.
I-
I did an interview
I love-
with him. He's super nice guy. Super nice. So
I love how every time you try to shoot him at one of his concerts, he always gives you
gives
the
me the
finger.
middle finger.
Always.
Always
Every show
gives you
now.
the finger.
Every show.
Always.
He does not hold back, too. My favorite one, before we go to the next one, was in Milwaukee when I got invited to that show. He didn't just give me the finger. He looked at me, he goes, and he's like, middle finger, he goes, like, struts along stage, looking at the camera, like, like, Corey, what are you doing, you jerk? You're stopping the show for this?
And
he
then-
did. I can't even do it because I have to stand up. He was like, literally like, I have a picture of it. It's like, all right, whatever. So,
Brilliant.
next, yeah.
Brilliant.
Rat Tail Tony, The Doors without Jim Morrison.
Oh.
Oh.
That's sad.
Oh. That's sad. That's depressing.
My face should say it all.
Yeah,
Thumbs down, I
doesn't it?
guess. Yeah.
Universally.
I feel,
That's
I
just-
mean, we have to give a death for the Coliseum, but I don't even know what I would say. I feel bad for him enough as it is.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I just feel bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
now we feel
I'm sorry,
guilty.
Luke. You cut out for your.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Same for me.
Sorry, it's
Same for
connection
me.
issue just because YouTube
Yeah.
and we're all chammed out. We have still 300 people in right now. So I feel bad. I don't want to give them a death. They're going to die out on their own without Jim Morrison anyway.
That's sad.
Can the cruel passage of time that will
Yes,
be inflicted
yes.
upon us?
Yeah,
Let's give them the cool
yes.
passage of time that's going to get us all.
Yes,
Yeah,
there we go.
That's fair. That's fair.
Killed by old age in the Rock Coliseum. There we go. Goku-san
wait there.
DBZ. Thoughts on Blind Guardian? I'm out,
Oh,
unfortunately.
I'm out.
Okay, Crash and Mark.
I can jump in. Yeah.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
Hope you didn't
Sure.
hear that on the microphone. So I coughed. So, Crash and
Sure you
Mark,
did.
what else would I have been doing?
Do you really want me to say?
Yeah, you guys are awful human
We've all
beings.
saw the Jill Scott
What's
video.
wrong
You guys?
with you? I think they have enough meme footage for us now to GIF us or GIF us. That's something bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, sure. This is a
Mark,
gold mine.
Mark,
Take it.
why does Blind Guardian get the thumbs up?
Because they have at least 3 classic albums: Nightfall and Middle Earth, Imagination from the Other Side, and Night at the Opera. There, we're good.
Fair enough. Crash?
I'm with Mark. Like, the music speaks for itself. Like, the stuff that's good is great.
Okay.
And you know what? They're another one of those bands. They're
They're an
epic and
OG
huge
band.
and sweeping. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're so corny. It's so
See, that's what I
cheesy.
remember.
It's
I liked
so-
it when I was younger when
But
I heard it, but
it's-
still, it's whatever.
It's cheesy in
It
all
holds
the
up.
best possible ways. It holds up. It does.
Because you
hold
go
up.
back to their second album, Follow the Blind. This was an album that I think it was 88, 89, or I'm wrong about that. It's late 80s, early 90s. This is a band that's been around 30 years.
Yeah, they've been around a
pretty
while.
much define power metal for decades to come.
Yeah.
I can't fault them for that.
No, not at all. Not at
Fair
all.
enough. So they get the thumbs up. That was a good one to hear more knowledge on, because my knowledge is very limited. Like, the stuff I heard was many, many years ago. Headcase. I'd love to hear your opinion on the Struts. They have obvious classic influences like Queen, but don't get as much deserved hate as Greta Van Fleet. The Struts.
Deserved hate. No.
That's what the line
I don't think
says.
it's Struts deserve.
I don't think they're worth
No, they
hating.
do not deserve hate.
I do not.
Like,
They're not worth
that's-
hating. So
that's
2 thumbs
bullshit.
up.
I mean, hate. No,
I'm,
I wasn't
I'm
a bit.
I'm just on the fence, leaning towards up.
So am I.
I'm kind of in that same. Well, the Struts only have like 2 albums.
2 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
They
the
got a
first
new
one was.
thing coming out.
Yeah, they have a new one come out. The
Yeah,
first album was okay. This most recent one, I was
Yeah, first album was pretty good. Second album, not as much.
right.
So I don't know. They're a band that still needs to really prove themselves. I think we
Yes.
need a few more albums out of these guys to see what we're dealing with here. But
Okay.
I mean, they're not worth hating right now. Not
They get a
Okay,
song
yeah.
with Kesha I really like.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything they want to say?
They've got some great singles out there.
Yeah.
Really like their collab with Kesha. That was really
Okay.
cool. Body Talks was awesome.
I remember
they-
Body Talks is still getting played everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's a really catchy, fun song. I like the original version maybe because but still.
Okay.
Could have been
Good
Me
show.
Is Them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
could have been. That's another great one. That's
Roll
another good
Up.
one.
Roll Up is
Roll
really
Up,
good.
yeah. Oh, yeah, Roll Up's
Kiss
good.
This, great jam.
Kiss
Oh, yeah.
this. Classy. So, next, that was a good one. Trevor Burns, Bring Me the Horizon, Wonderful Life Opinions. That's the new song for Bring Me the Horizon, the second single from the
Oh.
upcoming album.
Shit, I haven't heard it yet.
Okay,
I'm
I
sorry.
have.
I heard it live,
Yeah,
so
Okay.
I've heard it. You've heard
Okay.
it live.
So, Crash is...
Interesting.
Okay,
I'm
so
out.
3
I'm
of
out for
us.
this.
What do you think of this song? Just the song itself. It's not a thumbs up, thumbs down on Bring Me the Horizon. I like it better
I
than
like
Mantra. I like it better than
Yeah.
Mantra, the song, the first single.
I heard it when I saw them at Reading. They were the surprise booking at Reading Festival.
Interesting.
Oh, that's
that
right.
makes
I was wondering
sense.
how you
Yeah,
heard
I
that. I was
remember
like,
you
how did
tweeting
you
about
hear
that.
that?
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and I'm not a Bring Me the Horizon fan, but I dug it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I
It's a
think,
good song.
yeah, this new one, Wonderful Life, is solid. I like it fine. The
Yeah.
first single was the one I was like, isn't that great? But this one's better.
I like both of them so far.
Okay, yeah. So that's good. I'm hoping something solid for Amor. Or Amor. Is that the name of it? Ammo?
Ammo.
Silly me. How did
When
I
does
get
it
that
drop?
confused? Yeah.
When's the album
Close.
drop?
January.
January 25th.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So coming
So,
up. So,
Alrighty.
we got about 11 minutes left. Goku-san DBZ, Velvet Revolver. That was brought up earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I say thumbs up. Crash, you're a little bit timid on that. Well, you want to go first? We'll keep it. We'll keep it a little bit quicker, but just really.
I can keep this one very quick. First album. Ooh.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Second
album.
Was non-existent in my mind. Yeah.
She builds quick machines and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
That's all I
fair
gotta
enough.
say.
Mark, anything you want to say? Add to it?
Not really. To me, they were always just a little inconsistent. That's my biggest.
Yeah. That's a key thing
fair.
for it too.
That's fair.
John, say anything?
Inconsistent, but Fall to Pieces is one of my favorite songs of all time. So. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
for
a
me,
great
I
one.
mean,
Great one.
like with Slither and stuff, you can say whatever you want.
Oh, Slither too.
Slither's
Yeah.
solid, but still, Velvet Revolver, like they opened up great, but it never really caught the fire that it had in the very beginning. But it's still fine. I still would dig it if they had a proper comeback, and they never will.
No.
Nope.
So
Sad,
we got
but
10 minutes. So
okay.
From Jake, King Diamond.
Oh yeah.
Don't know.
For sure.
Okay, that's old school metal. I know. So
Yeah.
Crash, you're in. Mark, you in?
I'm in.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Pretty
this is going back a ways for that metal
Way.
scene,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was way ahead on the curve on some of that stuff, too. But he
Absolutely.
stayed, even with his performances and stuff, he still stayed somewhat consistent, even though time has gotten to him. I think age is starting to slow him down.
Can you blame him? He's
I
been in
know,
the scene
not at
for
all.
50 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Ozzy's
dude
still
is
performing.
old.
Ozzy's still performing. It's 69 right now. So, you know,
Yeah. I think King Diamond is even older than that. I think he's
probably.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that face paint really just keeps your skin better, and that's what just keeps your health going,
guess.
I guess.
That's right. Oh.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to add?
No.
Yeah, thumbs up for me, basic.
That's all I got. All I gotta say.
That works.
I can't hear anything anymore. What just happened after that?
I'm just.
Everything
Sorry,
got real quiet.
R.I.P.
Why
headphone
can't you
users.
guys say anything? I can't hear
R.I.P.
you.
me.
Sorry. Dude, sorry.
Don't apologize. It's gold every time.
King Diamond rules at karaoke, that's all I'll say.
Oh, that would be a good one for karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
That would kick everyone out of Applebee's if you did it at one of the restaurant ones. Yikes. Mystic Mind Analysis. Dimmu Borgir, whatever.
Ooh.
I don't have enough of an opinion, even though I like what I've heard.
do.
I don't have enough.
I kind of don't. I feel like I'd rather sit
Mark,
this one out.
do you have enough?
Yeah.
Smart.
You're the
I'm
sole-
not a fan.
Okay.
I think they can get very gimmicky. My big issue is that when it comes to that genre, very gimmicky and nowhere near as intimidating as they try to be.
Okay. So they get the thumbs down. You want to decide on a death for them?
No, not
Not
really.
worth it?
No.
They die by irrelevance?
Pretty much at this point in their career.
Ouch.
I've heard some of their later stuff is apparently pretty rough. Some of the tracks I've heard.
I've heard
not
that too, and
very
not
good.
hearing the music, but I've heard them getting panned quite a bit over the years. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. So.
I never was a fan of them at their height either, so.
Okay, from Trevor Burns, this is an option to say. Name one album in your top 5 of 2018 so far. One album that you guys can just kind of share.
Like I'm giving that away. Tune into the year-end countdown.
Yeah.
I have a-
Oh, you want to see that? Like, what it do?
I do feel like, since I'll give one of mine because he did do a super chat for it. You guys don't have to. One of my favorites of the year was Ghost Prequel.
Yeah.
There you go. That's one of mine.
Prequel?
Yeah.
Prequel.
Yeah.
It's not making mine, but I respect
Fair
it.
enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
I give it an
So-
underrated. I think it's one of the
There you
most
go.
underrated.
Okay.
It'll be on my list somewhere.
Okay. K-Dog, because we got 7 minutes. K-Dog 1265. Baroness.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to even count. That's a double thumbs up for me.
That's-
John,
yeah.
if you don't know, that's
Yeah.
fine. I am such a big Baroness fan that I can't even... I talk about them enough, but for lack of time and brevity, if you haven't heard Baroness, that's a band that's worth jumping into at any point.
Agreed.
And that's
Yeah,
very
agreed.
difficult to do
Yeah.
for a band. And that's like the
Absolutely.
sludge metal. That's more with John and his voice. Like, you would think this stuff shouldn't be as catchy, but he has such a great dynamic for creating riffs and writing and
absolutely.
and creating stories in his music. Hey, Claudio, take a hint from Baroness. This is what it
Again.
should be and not
Right?
overcomplicated. Ugh.
But the key thing I think that doesn't get called out from Baroness is not only did they recover from what they went through,
The bus accident, yeah.
after the bus
Yeah,
accident,
that's right, yeah.
but at the same time, that they can come back with Purple and have songs like Shock Me that are so good.
Nominated for
Right.
a Grammy. It should have won, too. I don't even care
It
about the
should have.
Grammys. It should have won.
I agree.
But yeah,
Totally.
I loved Purple to death. I still do. Shock Me
Yeah.
was like, that was a commercial song for a band that was not commercial. And by the way, on Before Crash goes, their new guitarist, the former Cirque du Soleil guitarist, she is fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah, she's awesome. I saw him live this year again with the new lineup. She's so great. She fits in like a glove. So,
very
and
good.
Crash, anything you want to add about Baroness?
all I was gonna say was Purple was your album of the year back in
was.
2015.
And it came out in December too. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
It very nearly missed my list. I should have made it, to be honest.
Yeah,
It hit me so hard. I mean, that was like, because it was shorter than Yellow and Green. Because Yellow and Green was a mammoth. And I
Yes,
loved Yellow and Green, but that was a mammoth to get through.
They're big ones for sure. But
So,
yeah.
yeah, thumbs up all across. My double
the
thumbs
way.
up went for you, John. Thank you.